Welcome back to the DDD podcast. Joined always, we got DC and Dante. And with a special guest star today, we brought Tovar to the set. How's it going, Tovar?
It's going well. How's it going?
It's going great. We're here. He's got his own brand, Barbells and Bogeys, that he started up on Instagram, crushing golf balls and weights as well. Tovar, what is your brand all about?
Yeah, so Barbells and Bogeys, pretty much what it stands for. We promote heavy weights, heavy lifting, and crushing golf balls. Pretty much for your average golfer, the everyday guy who has a 9-to-5 job, and they go to the gym at night, still trying to live the dream, and then on the weekends they get tired of their girlfriends or wives, and they go and play golf with the boys. So it's real promoting for with the community and stuff, and just getting together and playing golf. We've done pretty well. We have an Instagram page where we highlight certain people. So, we offer, or people can DM us and they could submit videos. And if they're worthy enough, we'll post them on the page. But we don't just post anyone on our page. So you got to be aware of that. But yeah, man, it's really, just fun to do. It's, we're not like professionals or anything. We're all just really just messing around and having a good time and playing golf. I think over COVID, everyone started to pick up the sport because it's been so open. So definitely we focus a lot on golf the last couple months that we've been apart or been together, just because, gyms have been closed in various places and stuff, and golf has been open everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you want to check them out, we'll link the page into our Instagram page as well as our YouTube with this podcast. And yeah, thanks, Tovar, for coming on here.
Yep,
Today
we're having me.
Exactly. Today we're talking about top 16 current quarterbacks in the NFL. So this is the top half. And basically, if you have one of these quarterbacks, you have a significantly better chance at a Super Bowl than the rest of the teams that don't have these quarterbacks. So we're just going to go right from 16 all the way up through 1. DC, you want to start us off? Who's your 16?
My 16, I have Ryan Tannehill right at the bottom.
Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee Chargers. You're 16. Why is he there?
Tennessee Titans. Why is he there?
Tennessee Titans.
But my problem, and it was something you and I were talking about earlier, is he's got Derrick Henry there. They're losing a little bit of weapons. I think he's consistent. I think he's top half of the league, but barely. He's competitive, but he's not the guy that's going to lead you through the playoffs. That's why I have Tannehill there.
What about you, Dante? Who you got at 16?
At 16, my boy Cam.
Oh, I knew this one was
Cam Newton at 16, bro.
And a bum Cam led that team to a washed up Cam Newton led that team to a 7-9 record. So
their worst record in how many years?
Yeah, look who he had around him.
Look who Brady had around him when he was there.
Yeah, at least he had Edelman.
Cam Newton still had Edelman.
Yeah, Edelman was hurt for most of the year, actually.
He did get hurt.
How many passing touchdowns did Cam Newton have this past year?
That's fine. Look at the worst touchdowns.
I just want to hear you say it. How many did he have?
8.
8 passing touchdowns. Trubisky had 16.
He had interceptions.
Trubisky had 16 and half
and
many games.
How many rushing touchdowns did he have? You can't just go. He's a mobile QB.
Okay, all right. Give me his rushing touchdowns too. What's he got?
Let's see if they still add up to more.
I don't know. I think Cam Newton, he's a fine quarterback. I don't think he's top 16 in the league.
We have to know if he's pre-COVID or post-COVID.
That's true. That was a significant change in what he did last year.
Was.
After coming back from COVID. It'll be interesting to see him with a full year.
You said you want to see his rushing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rushing touchdowns, passing combined.
He had 12 touchdowns.
Total? 12 rushing or 12 total?
12 total.
So 12
total.
Yeah,
12 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. Into 8, that's 20 to
No, you just said.
Yeah, he had so I'm talking about total touchdowns he had.
Was 12.
Yeah, 12.
He had 8 passing, so he had
No, I'm talking about I'm sorry. He had 12 rushing.
Okay.
So
12 rushing.
to his 8 passing, so that's 20.
So 20 total.
20 to 10 that's a 2-to-1 interception ratio if you add total touchdowns. So that's not bad.
So Trubisky's 2-to-1.
That's not bad.
But look, what did the Bears go again? 8-8, right?
Better than the Patriots.
And the Patriots won 7-9, so it's
7-9.
about right. And
So you think
Trubisky?
Yeah, but Trubisky's an awful quarterback.
One of them.
Yeah, but at least he had Allen Robinson. Who did Cam have? Other than N'Keal Harry didn't show up. He has not shown up yet.
Jacoby Myers is the best target he had last year.
And
That's
if you're
very
saying
true.
Cam had a
that's
no line.
insane.
That's what Cam had.
That's
Yeah, they have
that's
no-
sad.
And,
you say
and
that.
they had a good running game. They had good running backs.
And you look,
he had to run the ball too. So that's what I'm saying.
All right.
I gave him weapons this year. Let's see what happens.
I knew
We'll
you'd
see
be
what
really
happens.
way too
Yeah.
high on Cam. We'll go on to Tovar.
Tovar, what you got at 16?
I'm gonna surprise you guys here at 16. I'm gonna go. What's his name? Jesus,
The suspense is killing me.
it's
Dun, dun, dun,
what's
dun.
his name, dude? Oh, Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. 1 year in the league, and I mean, look what he's done.
I would have put him higher.
I mean, well,
31 to 10.
I have him higher too, but I get why he's down.
the
He's
here.
only
on
thing I
purpose.
have him there is because it's his first
Yeah,
year.
he has to do it
The
again.
team just got rid of their head coach, so they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get a better coach. They're gonna be a better team.
Right.
So 31-10, he went 6-9, right?
Yeah.
He started 15 games for them. That's good.
Yeah, no,
That's good
I
think
think
the
that's
team, 'cause they have
a fair
solid
spot.
team.
Yeah.
They have
Herbert
a solid team.
Herbert was hard to place on this list because you look at him and he's got the stats as a top 10 quarterback, but it's his first year. You don't know. You don't know
How
what's
do you
going
know
to
he's not
happen.
going to come in and Tim Tebow it next year?
What happens if next year he walks in, heaven forbid he tears his ACL?
He had
What does
more
the rest of
passing
his
yards
career
than
look
Patrick
like?
Mahomes.
Yeah.
He had more passing yards this year than Patrick Mahomes without including the playoffs in the regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had
He was
almost
fourth.
4,400.
And he
Yeah,
missed.
he had
And he missed what, the
43,
first
36.
2 games, first 3 games where he was a backup.
I think he missed the first one because that's when boy got his
Yeah,
lung
Tyrod.
stem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tyrod. That's
But
true.
still-
I mean, but Patrick Mahomes missed a game though. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Exactly.
But he's still putting up Mahomes numbers, and let's be honest, it's going to be a minute till we say Mahomes' name on this list.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
it's-
fun thing to watch. For
We got to see a
couple
sophomore year
years
do it
between
again.
those two.
Yeah.
Exactly. At 16, I have Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan,
Ice?
Matty Ice.
No way, bro. You can't have that 16.
I have him at 16. It's a crowded list. I think he's a great quarterback. I think if he goes somewhere, if he gets traded somewhere, he could potentially take him deep in the playoffs. And if this list was made 3 years ago, I would have been laughed at for putting him at 16.
Yeah,
and I know he's still putting up stats, but he's got Julio Jones. All they do is play offense. I don't know.
Was,
But Julio-
he had the most passing yards this year
Yeah,
in the regular season.
he had more passing yards than
Than
the other.
Brady.
I thought
Herbert,
Watson
Mahomes.
had the most.
No, he's 10.
Who Watson?
Yeah.
Passing yards?
Yeah, he's 10.
Well, all right. I look at the other quarterbacks up on this list too. Matt Ryan, it's hard to put him at 16. He's definitely a top quarterback. It's just
Over 4,000
I've got some other guys
yards
ahead of him.
every year the last 10 years.
I've got some other guys ahead of him. Don't worry. I'm not trying to disrespect him by putting him at 16. Matt Ryan's good. Just
Well, he only
It's
had
very
serious
only
for
9
me.
games this year though. Like, I mean,
Could be worse. You could have put Cam there.
I could have put Cam there.
took that.
All right, DC, you're 15.
My 15, I have Derek Carr.
Ooh,
Yep, I do.
that's disrespectful.
How? Go ahead. I'll give you your piece right here.
He's not. I mean, he's not bad. People, I think it's just the media. Well, they listen to John Gruden, they listen
Correct.
to the reports and say, "Oh, John Gruden doesn't like Derek Carr. He's a good quarterback, but he has no defense."
Correct.
And when you have no defense and you're just putting up points, eventually you're going to get stopped. And when the defense can't get stopped, you're going to lose games.
But that's my point. He's not winning shootouts. He's not going to. He's a great middle-of-the-pack quarterback. I don't think it's the same thing with Tannehill. I don't think he's going to lead you through the playoffs. I like Carr more than Tannehill personally because Carr's proven a lot more. 4-year average of almost 4,000 yards with 22 touchdowns on 67% completion rate. Carr's consistent, but I don't think he has that talent level up there with the other guys on the top of this list.
Yeah, Carr had a pretty good year. He had 27 touchdowns, 9 receptions, 4,163 yards.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good year. He's just slightly better statistically than Matt Ryan. Actually, I have Carr sitting just a little bit higher on my list, but sitting
That's
at
fair.
15 is right around the same. Basically, I have him there too.
Dante?
y'all not gonna like my list right now. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. So, all right. Everyone else, their start is like proven good quarterbacks. Matt Ryan, Derek Carr, Ryan
I want to know if
Tannehill,
Big Man.
Jared Goff, and
What Super
Cam
Bowl has he
Newton.
went to? What Super Bowl has Derek Carr went to?
Yeah, okay. So Sean McVay.
Yeah,
has the same amount of
All
coach.
right. Make your case for Jared Goff, the new Lions quarterback.
Do y'all give you my ice with number 16, Jared Goff? How he plays is about number 15 in the league. He's not too good. He's not too bad. He's just in the middle.
He's not consistent. You're dogging Derek Carr. Derek Carr's consistent. Jared Goff plays like Patrick Mahomes one week and plays like Mitchell Trubisky the next.
That's when you put middle of the pack QBs right there. He took his team to a Super Bowl. He took his team to the second round of the playoffs with a broke thumb.
That's where you drop him down with the Sam Darnolds of the list, where we don't know what we got there. He's upper end, but there's no way he's 15.
Okay, so do you think he's the future in Detroit?
If they build around him, yeah.
But they won't.
He could, yeah.
They're gonna.
They won't build around him, but if they do build around him, yes, I think he will.
They tried to build around him in LA and they couldn't.
They did. They went to the Super Bowl.
The 1 year?
Yeah, because Todd Gurley degenerated on him.
That's why they got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's
was because
a
they
run
had
game
Todd
and a
Gurley.
great coach.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
run game
With one of the top
Gurley.
defenses in the league.
Yeah.
A mediocre
Wade
quarterback.
Phillips leading the defense.
Yeah, no, but after
that's why they had Aaron Donald.
After that Super Bowl
Exactly.
year, no, because remember later on in the year, Todd Gurley started having knee problems. The dude developed arthritis in that knee.
Yeah, knee
later on in
problems.
that
He was
Super
still
Bowl
running
year.
for over 100 yards a game.
No, he wasn't. After go check the stats.
Look,
in the playoffs, he
All
wasn't
right,
the same player.
Look. Speaking of the stats, this is why Jared Goff isn't on my list. He's got this past season, he missed a couple games. He's got 3,952 passing yards, 20 passing touchdowns, 13 interceptions.
With one of the best receiving courses.
So look, this ratio right here, 20 passing touchdowns, 13 interceptions, is worse than every single other quarterback I got on my list. It's worse than every single other one. And I think Jared Goff is good. I think he's a top 20 quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's top 20.
I think he fills in the bottom half of the 20. His between that ratio and being inside Sean McVay's system, you got to put up bigger numbers than that to get on this list, I think. That's just why
if he
I've got him
competes
there.
in Detroit, yeah, okay, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, because who he got in Detroit?
Exactly.
I think Marvin Jones.
Mm-hmm.
No, Marvin Jones, he's a Jaguar.
Yeah,
He's
Kenny
literally got
Galladay's
no
a
one.
giant
He's got
now.
no one. I think Brandon Cephas is his top weapon right now.
Yeah, I'm going to draft a receiver.
Yeah, they
Desperately.
need a lot of help. They need a lot of help everywhere.
All right, Tovar, who you got at 15?
I'm going to go with Derek Carr, too.
Yeah.
And I would have put Herbert in front of him, but Herbert only has 1 year.
Right.
Derek Carr is, he can get the job done in a way, but he just can't. He can't finish games, and they need to build more around him on the defense in order for him.
You got to have a team.
Yeah, you have to have a team with him as your quarterback.
Exactly.
Remember, they fired their defensive coordinator during the season, so
they just got a new one.
And then I got Derek Carr at 15 as well. That's funny that he's popped off at this spot of all of our lists. Just extremely consistent quarterback, average in our league, I think.
I'm interested to see what big name Dante left off the list.
Yeah.
Because he's got 2 dudes none of us had up here. I didn't even have Cam top 20.
I didn't have either one of those guys.
Cam, I don't have either one. Of
I
those
don't have
guys
either
on the
one.
list
So
either.
we'll see. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Speaking of which,
14.
DC, who you got?
14, I have Baker Mayfield.
Oh, that's too low, man.
I don't know. I got to
That's
see.
Baker?
That's too low, man.
I got to see.
That is too low.
I forgot he likes Baker Mayfield.
I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan.
And I get it. Okay, I was dogging Baker Mayfield when he came in. It's the same problem Jameis Winston had. Yeah, okay, he was explosive a bit, but he was throwing matching amount of interceptions with touchdowns.
That's only the second year.
This
though.
is the first year though.
He
that-
cut
that
his
he-
interceptions down like
Well,
crazy.
not only that, this is the first. Every year in his first year, he threw for 3,725. Second year, 3,827. This is his lowest year with 3,500.
He's averaging 3,700 over the last 3 years. That's
Yeah.
including his first 2 years that nobody really counts with quarterbacks as.
And he only started 13 games
Mhm.
his first year
Exactly.
with
I know.
a terrible coach in Hugh Jackson.
Correct.
Well, they fired his.
I
terrible.
like
And
him.
then, and then Freddie Kitchens, who was just as terrible. And now he's
Yeah.
finally got Kevin Stefanski there.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he makes a jump, but I got to see that jump.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think he has to do it for another year for me.
He does a little bit more of a jump, throw a few more touchdowns,
Dude,
keep those interceptions down. And I
they
do
go
think he's going to
if
be
they
able
don't fumble at right before the half, they're going to the AFC
Or
Championship.
Patrick Mahomes.
They're going. Patrick Mahomes was still in the game when that happened.
Was he?
Yes, he was. Mahomes didn't come out until the third, late in the third quarter.
I think honestly Odell is his problem.
I think
He's got too many people he's trying to throw to.
Yeah, and Odell was hurt, and they were fine.
And
As
they
a
played
team,
great.
They
Exactly.
played good. They actually played the Chiefs. I mean, other than a few drives on defense, they played them pretty well.
It was 19-9.5.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they were going to score. The difference wouldn't have been 19-9. It would have been 15 to 16 or something like that.
Mhm.
Because they went down and scored off of the fumble in the end zone. Which was a stupid rule. I mean, it's kind of a bullshit rule.
Yeah, how if you fumble
Yeah,
going
if you
if fumble
going
in the end
in-
zone, then it's a touchback
Yeah.
for the other team.
But they were, I don't know, man. They looked good in that game. I mean, the first few drives it didn't, but then they started rolling.
I will admit he's low, but I gotta see a jump. I gotta see him put up Herbert numbers.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair because he has the guys around him.
He has
But then also he has a great run game.
Yeah, he does.
The run
So
game.
is he-
So he doesn't really. Yeah, he's the perfect quarterback for the offense because he can do his part. But he also they have a run game that can just.
But if he doesn't make a jump, what separates him from Jared Goff a few years ago? Mediocre stats with a great run game.
I think his
And a
stats.
defense.
I think his stats are better than Jared.
Yeah,
I
Goff.
think they are too.
So I think he's better. But
26
I get what
and
you're
8 this
saying.
year.
I get what you're saying.
He went from 21 interceptions the year before to 8. That is
Do it
unheard
again.
of.
I gotta see the
Mhm.
consistency.
That is
One more year.
unheard of.
I need to see him do it one more year.
One more year, he can jump
He's
top
higher
10.
on my list, but he's just doing it.
Yeah.
I think he's slightly higher too. But yeah, I'm around the same. He still hasn't cracked my top 10 yet.
All right, Dante, where you at?
Give me
Carson Wentz.
No,
No,
he
Carson
shouldn't
Wentz
be
is
on this
higher
list.
for him.
Shouldn't be. I don't got him on this list.
Give
He
me
needs a year.
Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill.
You could mark that in for me too because that's my 14. I want to hear what Dante says and then I'll say what I have to
He's
say.
not bad.
No, he's not.
It's just that I want if something happens to Derrick Henry, I just want to see how good he actually is without Derrick
Mhm.
Henry.
Yeah.
That's all.
He
that's
put
all
up
I'm saying.
productive numbers in Miami.
Yeah.
And then he came here and he's putting up productive numbers now.
He was
Yeah,
33 and
he's-
7.
And he's and he's
Touchdown
and
and
he's
an interception.
and he's
Yeah.
more consistent. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just
They have a good defense there. They have Mike Vrabel, who's a defensive guy from New England. I mean, they have everything working. I think the only thing for Tannehill is again the shootouts.
Yeah.
You know, he tends to shy away in big moments like that. But
And that's part of their
They're
run
not built to
game.
win shootouts.
Yeah.
They're built to win
No.
close.
yeah, they're built to win. You know, they grind it out. They're kind of like old school football.
If they go in up
Yeah.
by 7 into the fourth, they're great. If they're
Yeah.
going down by 14, they're
Yeah,
terrible.
he's kind of like a Goff, but a better version.
More
of
consistent.
Goff. Yeah,
I
a lot
have
more
him
consistent.
higher up on my list, but I completely get why you guys got him at 14.
Yeah.
I can't dog you for having him down there.
No, yeah.
Me, how I got him up around the 11-10 range.
I would have
for
put him
me,
higher,
but
but there's just some
Yeah.
other quality guys.
there's
that-
Mhm.
it's a crowded list. It's a tough
Yeah.
one. All right, so for me, for 14, I got Kirk Cousins.
Let's-
Okay.
I was tempted to.
That-
I
That's a-
got
that's a
Kirk
good
Cousins,
Okay.
and I think the only reason he's not higher is because of his weapons he's got there. He's got Adam Thielen, he's got Justin Jefferson, and Dalvin Cook. Like he's loaded on the offensive end
Yeah.
with weapons, and I think we'd hear about his name more if their defense just played better.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins this past season was 35 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 4,265 yards.
But you also got to remember, oh boy's not good in primetime games.
That's another reason why he's not higher. Like
But that's-
everyone was freaking out when he beat the Bears on Monday Night Football because it's the first one he's ever won on Monday Night Football. Like he hasn't played in a whole lot of big games, and that's why he's not higher on my list.
defense
His
can't
stats.
compete with stud offense.
His stats that I just listed, the 35 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, that should put him up a little bit higher on the list, especially imagine if he didn't have 2 more of those interceptions.
Yeah.
Like that would make him a top 10 quarterback. He's just got that one more piece of his game. He's got playing some more primetime games, and then he's loaded with weapons around him. So that's just why he's lower down on the list for me.
He's only go far. He's only go far in the playoffs, like make him in the top 10 because
Mhm.
he has to prove to me he can win big.
Yeah,
games.
and I think they're a playoff team this year. I think they'll sneak into that 7th spot
Yep,
inside
so
of
do
it.
I. Wild card team.
Yep, I think so. I
Especially
think
with
they'll
the
be a
Bears
wild card
getting
team.
worse, the Lions not being competitive.
Yeah, that division around him is regressing. As much as I hate to say it, but they're regressing. So
All right.
13 DC.
13, I have Kyler Murray.
Ooh,
Yep.
really?
Same reason I have Baker here.
You gotta prove it. Yeah, do it again.
Yep.
Yeah,
I gotta
mean,
see.
It's only 2 years.
Yep.
And I mean his stats when you look at just passing yards, it's 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, but he also has those run stats like you're saying. He has another 8 touchdowns in the run game. I'm like he's great for that team. Like he's a team guy. You don't hear quarterback controversy going on or him irritating guys like Big Ben had.
Yeah.
It's great personality, great kid, but I got to see the jump and keep it consistent. Same thing with Baker. That's why I have them down here.
And for him to be able to manage DeAndre Hopkins coming in too, like I'm not trying to paint him as a diva or anything, but to change teams in such a controversial trade like he did, and for his production not to fall off at all, that's also a credit to Kyler Murray as well.
Especially when you look at, the amount of talent and proven guys that are now around him.
Yeah.
His ability to
He
come.
should just get better now.
He had Patrick Peterson there. Like that's they got a lot of older guys that'll bring that veteran stuff to the locker room.
I say this. He's a head coach away from them being a consistent playoff team.
Yeah,
We got to see more from
Cliff Kingsbury.
yeah.
I completely agree with that. I think Cliff Kingsbury, he's struggling in college. He's struggling in the NFL right now.
I don't
but-
see how they made that higher. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they only did it because of Kyler,
Yeah.
but that was a pretty bad hire.
I thought that was a pretty poor hire too. That's bad. I can't talk about poor front office moves though. The Bears are the epitome of that right now.
Huge.
Fire pubes. All right, Dante, who you got at 13?
Give me Derek Carr.
Derek
Okay.
Carr.
Okay.
Derek Carr at 13. No, that's not terrible.
That's not bad. No.
I mean, he's better than the other 3 guys you listed already.
Yeah, we all
Maybe
got
not Tannehill, but he's better than Goff and Newton.
Tannehill's
I
question.
think Tannehill.
Yeah.
I think the only reliable weapons that Derek Carr had was Waller and Jacobs. Tannehill had A.J. Brown, Jonnu Smith. What's the dude that just Corey Davis
Derrick
and
Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Yep.
So and Derek Carr has a horrible defense. So and he's not bad.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's not too crazy to put him there. You only got him 2 spots ahead of literally all of us. All of us had him at 15.
Yeah.
Except for you had Jared Goff there. So I don't know what you were thinking with that one. But
Jared Goff. I really
right.
don't.
Tovar, you're 13.
I gotta go with Kirk
Kirk Cousins. Yep.
35 and 13.
Yeah.
7 and 9. The team is good. They're gonna get better.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They got a young defense too. If they
Yeah.
added some more pieces in free agency, Patrick Peterson coming in, that could help that young secondary. I'm telling you, I think the Vikings are in the playoffs.
He's
this year.
hated
They're
on.
back
Yeah,
to the
everyone
playoffs.
talks about
they
how
were in the
won't be a playoff
playoffs the
team
year
because of-
before.
Exactly.
They
They're
lost to
back.
the Saints.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
No, they beat the Saints.
The reason why
No,
they
they
weren't
did
in the
beat the Saints.
playoffs
Lost to
this year
49ers.
was
They
just
lost to
because
the
of their
Niners.
defense. Their
Yeah.
defense was not consistent enough, and that's because they were full of young players. That they were exploited by other teams in the NFC who were able to get in over them.
He's absolutely on the upper end of your consistent mediocre quarterbacks. He's up there.
Yeah.
And just got to win some more big games.
Mhm.
For me, sitting at my 13, I have Baker Mayfield.
The Baker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we already talked a lot about him. If he's got another consistent year, he makes that jump. He moves up my list.
Right.
Straight up. I think he's another one with potential to definitely be in the top 10 while his career is going on.
Mhm.
Yep. All right. Up to you, DC. Who you got at 12?
It's like Tovar put it 13. I have him a little higher because I have Kyler there, but I have Kirk Cousins here.
Yeah.
Same. I think he's overly hated on. He's consistent. Everyone talks about like every year you have, are they going to move off? Are they going to draft a guy? Why? What guy in this draft would you move off of a consistent franchise guy?
Yeah,
Exactly.
especially
I
like-
wouldn't.
Mhm.
I would
especially
not.
No.
Like when the Cowboys were like when Romo was a QB, they would
Mhm.
be like, "Oh, Romo." They didn't move off of Romo. Like who in the media would be like, "They didn't move off of Romo," or the
Right.
fans would be like, "They didn't move off of Romo," and then people would be like, "Who are you gonna?"
Who are you going to
get?
He's
replace him?
absolutely
If you
the
don't
modern day
got
Romo.
someone better. And people were talking about them like they were talking about the 49ers tried to trade for him earlier this offseason. There's no way.
Why would you
It's-
just
it's
get
kinda-
rid
There's
of
no way they get rid of him. Mike Zimmer shut that down right away.
The-
He
the
was like,
one
Kirk
thing-
Cousins is our guy.
The one thing that I was thinking about putting him on the list, but not leaving him off because I know they're going to draft for the number 1 pick and they're going to take Trevor Lawrence is Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew's not bad.
He's not bad. He's good.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not. He's not bad. I
21
think.
touchdowns and 6 interceptions
Yeah.
in 12 games. That he
Yeah, if
started.
they didn't have the
went
number 1
6 and
pick, they wouldn't
6.
be drafting the quarterback this year.
This year he went 16-5 and only played 9 games.
Mhm.
I mean, the team is just awful.
That's
That's
the
good.
That's the
Yeah, and he's doing that.
So
with
that's-
that.
He's doing that with that team that he has. I mean, if you put him, I'd say if you put him
in Chicago.
in Chicago, you put him on the Raiders. I mean, I think he might be better than Derek Carr to an extent with the Raiders.
Ooh.
But we got to see him with a team like
I
that.
don't
You have
know.
to
He
see him
just-
with a team like that. He
yeah.
doesn't have
Yeah.
a team.
He didn't.
This
He didn't
year,
play
he-
enough games to earn a spot on this
That's
list
the
with me.
thing.
But I
That's the
think
thing.
he's another one like Jared Goff. I could see him in the top 20.
He's better than Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's better than
If
Goff.
you put Gardner Minshew on the Rams this year, they go way further.
I'll give you that.
They
Yeah.
do go further.
I
They win the-
I say this because me and him both are high on Gardner Minshew.
Right.
He played 8 games this year.
Mhm.
Dude had 16-5 with his best weapon being LaVisca Chenault.
Yeah. DJ Chark actually, but yes,
Okay, I'll
Chark.
give you
They-
that.
Chark is
they
better than
Keenan
Chenault,
Cole.
but that wasn't to
They
undermine
did
your
have Keenan
point.
Cole, but he
Keenan
was
Cole.
like,
That wasn't to undermine
He's a
your
wide
point.
receiver.
They
No,
just
no,
no
you-
offensive line. They've got a ton of problems. They
they have more
had
problems than a
terrible
quarterback.
defense. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. All right, where are we at right now? We're on 12 for
I think we're on me, right?
Dante.
Yeah, year 12 was
Dante.
Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
Give me Kyler.
Okay.
Right, Kyler in for me at 12 as well. I'm in the same spot. We talked about him with the rushing touchdowns and everything he brings. Good leader. He's just year 3's coming up. He's got to make this jump. This could move him up or off the list right here. This
I don't
season.
think year 3 moves it up off the. I think
It's important. It's an important
yeah,
year
it's an
though.
important year.
It decides if you get that 5th year option or not.
He's
It
gonna
does.
get that 5th year. He's the
He's
only
supposed
QB
to.
in that class is going to get that 5th.
And they have a good enough team that they're not going to get a draft class worthy enough to move off of it.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And they don't. And if it doesn't work, they're a team that's kind of building to win now, right? With JJ Watt, AJ Green,
Mhm.
that they don't really. They'd have to either go get a bridge quarterback, or you don't want to draft another one because then you're just going through that
And he
development
throws
process
such a
again.
clean football.
Yeah.
He does.
Like,
he really
without
does.
being able to see over that O line, though, I mean,
Well, he sees through. Yeah, like I said, but
Mhm.
shorter QBs. I speak from experience. Shorter QBs don't see over the line; they see through windows.
Uh-huh.
So that's how he's able. That's how
And he
him and
can
Russell
clearly
Wilson are
read
able
the
to see.
field.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can read a field. I have him higher on my list.
Yeah.
For my 12, and you guys are probably gonna get mad at me for this, but I have Lamar Jackson there.
all the way
Oh.
down.
Oh.
I have
All the
Lamar.
way
I have
down.
Lamar
Hey,
Jackson there.
What's your reasoning
And
behind that,
the
man?
reasoning is because
Oh no.
he does not have the passing game.
I-
He has
Oh.
okay, yes, he has what? He had
31
26 touchdowns, right, and 9 interceptions.
The last 2 years, averaging 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions thrown the ball.
Can I
But he only has 2,700 yards. thrown.
But can I say this though?
You can say it. He's a great
Look,
running.
okay, but look-
hear me out. Lamar, if you look at his passing, his passing game, it's not his fault. The routes that the offensive coordinator schemes up do not scheme up to get people open. They run him in the same spot. The Greg Ronan, he's a good run coordinator, but he's not a good.
They
He can't come
need
with no
to.
good passing plays.
They
Look,
need to establish a better offense.
this is the
for
only
them-
problem
for them.
I have.
2019, he had a great year.
I say this.
He had a great year.
Remember how LSU was before the last year of Joe Burrow? How they were bad. They weren't bad, but their offense was outdated.
That's
They
how
brought-
his offense
They
is.
brought in.
So
yeah.
if he has a better offense and has a better year, I mean, they still went 11-4.
They're not. They had the
started.
same OC. They brought in Joe Brady, and then Joe Brady implemented the RPOs, and they started
Yeah.
to take off. I think this is what they need to do. Because I think their OC is Greg Ronan. Make him the
Mhm,
run
Greg
pass,
Ronan.
the run game coordinator. Then hire a pass game coordinator just to come up with passing plays, and then you'll be set.
The problem, the league has seen Lamar Jackson run on the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing
They've
is
got it
that
figured out.
his running game is good, but defenses have planned for that now.
And
This
he's not
is
going to
when
last long
Kaepernick
if
was
that's all he
there.
does.
When Kaepernick came in, they ran the RPO for the first few years. He was probably top 5 in the league, whatever people want to say. Lamar Jackson a year ago in 2019, when defenses didn't really know that he was going to run the ball like that,
Top 5.
he was top 5. But as of last year,
Well, look who his
Look,
receivers
so-
are.
okay. But I'm just saying, as a quarterback,
Because
you have to be able.
But we're saying the
can
same
s-
stuff
we
about
can s-
Minshew and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Putting up great stats, but he doesn't have any weapons. We
Yeah.
gotta see
And
more.
this is the
And
problem
he's
I
on
have.
here because he started 15 games. He still threw 26 touchdowns. He had 9 interceptions, but he had a 10 touchdown drop off, passing touchdown from the year before.
what did he do for rushing touchdowns?
I don't know. You'd have to look that up.
Over the last 2 years, Lamar Jackson's averaged 1,100 rushing yards, well, technically 1,106, and 7 touchdowns a season. So, yeah, I mean, he's running the ball and he's doing it consistently, but we got to see more out of the arm.
And this is the only problem I have with Lamar.
I get it.
Like, look, I think Lamar should be higher on this list just for this reason alone. You look at his ratio this past season. He had 26 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Matt Ryan, who you guys said I had too low on my list, he had 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
But
I get it. He's got another. So look, yeah, and that doesn't. I don't think that includes rushing touchdowns. I think that's just passing.
Mhm.
But look, I totally understand it. Matt Ryan's got 1,000 more passing yards. I'm not trying to argue that Matt Ryan is a worse passer than Lamar Jackson. I'm just trying to say he's not a poor passer.
Matt Ryan has almost 2,000 more.
Yeah,
I still think
I'm not trying to say he's a poor
Lamar's
passer.
way too low here.
I think they need to update their passing game and give him some more help.
Right.
That's the only reason why I have him that low.
They're only going like
As a quarterback in the NFL, you have to be able to throw for at least 3,000 yards.
I give
Okay.
you that. That's fair.
That's why.
All right, that makes sense. Next up, I already put Kyler Murray as my 12, so DC go to 11.
At 11, I have Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
Okay. I have him a little higher.
I have Stafford higher.
I got to see him on a legitimate team. I think he put up great numbers, even though he had a terrible team. And I think he's going to jump up the season starts.
I can't wait to see him in Sean McVay's offense. I can't
Rams
wait.
are winning
I
that
can't
game.
wait.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. And Matthew Stafford, I've been watching him for a decade now at this point because we watch him play in the division. He holds the Lions in every single game. Like, even though you know you're going to beat the Lions, it's never a blowout. And sometimes he surprises you, like what they did with the Bears late in the season. Like, he's a great leader, great locker room guy.
He's progressively gotten better.
Yeah.
And I know,
That's the
and he
thing.
only had Kenny Galladay last
He
year.
didn't have Kenny Galladay last year. Kenny
It's true.
Galladay
He
played
was
4
hurt.
games last year.
Mhm.
Marvin
And
Jones
who
Jr.
the
was
last
his top target.
huge stud they had on that offense other than Matthew Stafford?
It would be Calvin Johnson.
Yeah,
Calvin
Megan,
Johnson.
It would
that
be
was-
Calvin
Even then-
Johnson.
Even then, that was what, 20?
Yeah, it's
15,
forever.
20.
So we
16.
spent so long without any weapons. Now he's moving into, again, one of the best receiving corps in the league.
Kevin
And-
Johnson's last year was 2015.
And
Yeah,
since then,
2015.
Stafford's only gotten better.
I was gonna say, I think
He's thrown
him-
less interceptions than ever before.
Yeah, I was gonna say
10, 10, 11, 5, and 10.
him not having Calvin Johnson make him a better
Yeah.
QB.
Mhm.
And now he's got tons of weapons that aren't like Odell wanting the ball a certain amount.
No.
He can throw it wherever he wants, and he's got these studs
just
to
average-
catch it and make those into good
Average
plays.
Joe.
Yeah, and that's why the Rams.
Galladay's not average.
No, I'm
Joe.
talking about for the Rams.
For the Rams.
Yeah,
just
and that's why-
average receiver.
Exactly, and that's why the Rams had to give up 2 firsts and Jared Goff, partly because of the contract, but partly because Matthew Stafford is that good. Like, we don't know about it, but the other NFL execs and people who play him, they know he's that good. They know he's a top 10 quarterback. So having him at 11 is a little low for me, but I get why you got him down there. It makes sense. I don't have him slipping out of the top 10 though. Dante, who you got at 11?
Kirk.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Your list seems to be like just everyone's just slightly higher on it than what we got because you had the other 2 guys at the end. I'm waiting to
Yeah,
see who's the
that's the
big
only
name
thing.
that's out.
It's gonna happen.
There's got to be one big quarterback
There's
to
got
leave
to
out
be
your
2.
list
We have
somewhere.
these 2.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
missing 2.
Yeah, he's missing 2 somewhere.
You know,
I think I
he's
know
gonna
one of
have
them.
he's gonna have Lamar at like 2 and Mahomes at 1.
Nah,
and, like,
Lamar ain't
Deshaun
2.
Watson at like 3, bro.
I'm not. I say Lamar's better. I ain't
Don't
gonna tell you yet.
don't
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't have to reveal it
I have
yet.
Lamar higher.
Kirk,
We got it coming.
I feel that he gets a lot of media hate because he hasn't won a big game. But look at this year, man.
Right.
He balled this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
really did. This was the first year he earned the money on his contract.
I give you that.
He
That's
had
fair.
an overpaid contract. My best friend's a Vikings fan, so I know a lot about the Vikings. I make fun of him all the time, and this year I had to shut up about it. I couldn't rag on Kirk Cousins because he had a legitimate year, and I can't make fun of Kirk Cousins when I wish he was just in Chicago. You know?
I'm not sure if Romo said this or somebody said this. I forgot who said this, but they said the older you get as a QB, the easier the game gets for you in the NFL.
Mhm.
And I think he's to get to that point where he's on the older end now. Everything's starting to slow down for him even more.
Yeah.
He's like 31,
He's
so he has
a
like 5 or 6
savage-
more
he's
solid
like
years.
a savage, like a
Let me check
savvy
this.
veteran now.
Yeah.
Is what he's coming down to, especially with the team he's been with for a while.
Right.
Yeah,
Savvy veteran. He's 32.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
So he's
he's
still got 5 more
he's
years.
got
in.
at least 5, 6 years.
yeah. He's completely fine. I think he's got more than 5 or 6 with his type of play too. He can play till he's older.
Because
If he puts up stats like he just did.
Yeah.
Now if he starts regressing, obviously that's it. But I think he can play another 7-8 years.
All right,
Yeah.
Tovar, who do you have at 11?
I got Kyler Murray at 11.
Okay.
You know,
Mhm.
I mean, you can't really argue with it.
No.
They're 26 and 12.
Yeah.
You know, 3,900 yards.
There's a lot of QBs on this tail end of these lists. They're all about the same. But
Yeah.
the younger ones, it just kind of depends on how you personally feel. I think they all got
Yeah.
to show
Yeah,
a
you know,
little bit.
Kyler Murray. I mean, they went 8-8 in a tough division right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
But they'll be good. You know, I think if they, I don't think they're gonna fire Cliff, but they'll keep him.
He's like Nagy.
Exactly.
You got to
He's
wait.
stuck. Yeah, and you can't fire him that early because then you're admitting you made a bad head coach decision.
Yep. And
But
that's-
then the GM's
look
on
at
the
their
line.
defense just got better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They got
JJ Watt. That's
Their defense got better, and they were 8-8, and he threw for 6. You know, the year before they went 5-10-1, and he threw for 20 touchdowns and 12 picks.
and you look
he
at
threw
it.
for 26 touchdowns the next year, and then he had they went 8-8. So 6 more touchdowns. I mean,
and I think he makes the jump.
I think he does make the jump. I mean, he's only
Yeah.
gotten better. The interception, 12 interceptions isn't terrible.
But then he had 10 rushing touchdowns.
And then he had 10 rushing touchdowns, exactly.
Exactly. And they brought in like what we're saying about Cliff Kingsbury and his poor leadership. Like we've got JJ Watt now. They got JJ Watt in the locker room. Like they've got some pieces that they went out and they've tried to compensate. AJ Green, same thing. He's been there, Like
I
they've
think
got
AJ
some guys.
them getting AJ Green, that's a steal because
Yeah.
if they get AJ Green. I mean, if AJ Green can play like how he was in the past, then
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
No,
steal.
that's a good play. For my number 11, I got Justin Herbert here, and I
can't
get it.
argue with that.
Yeah, and I see like Tovar's got him down at 16. I get it's been 1 year. That's why I couldn't put him in my top 10 for that reason. Like he's got the stats to be a top 10 quarterback after his first year. Just it's 1 year,
Yeah.
It's 1 year.
I truly do think he's going to be better than Herbert. I mean, he's going to be better than Carr, Tannehill,
yeah.
probably Cousins.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
I think he already is.
I only put him at 16 because of the 1
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
And I want to see how they react with the new head coach and everything.
Sophomore year is important.
yeah,
Quarterbacks.
exactly. It's an important. There's a reason why the sophomore slump is such a big thing. Because who knows if he
You
falls
can
in a
see.
slump, he might move down. If he doesn't, he probably cracks my top 10.
And defenses have a year's worth of film on him.
So I got a question. If he stays
That's
the
true,
same,
too.
just like 31 and 10, like 28 and like 9. And
He's
7.
pretty close.
Is
I
he
got
moving?
his stats right here. He's 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions,
66%.
4,336
No, I'm talking about the
yards.
second year. So if he stays about around like the same he did this year, does he?
They win more games.
If he stays around the same, they not only win more games, he probably cracks my top 10.
Okay.
Basically, as long as he doesn't go down a sophomore slump,
Okay.
I'd consider that pretty much
He
an
had
improvement
rushing
year for him.
touchdowns, too.
He had a couple
He did.
rushing,
He had a
yeah.
couple. He had at
Mhm.
least 4 or 5.
That's what I like about
Yeah.
him, though. You don't even have to look at his rushing stats.
He's
to see
sneaky
how great a
mobile, too.
quarterback
Yeah,
he is.
exactly.
He's just sneaky. Like obviously we were talking about his arm talent. It took us this long talking about Herbert to even talk about his rushing ability. Those are
I think
the
Herbert-
those are the quarterbacks that are
You
scary.
start to see
I mean, he
Herbert
also
look a lot
had-
like Josh Allen.
He also had 3 game-winning
Maybe a fast
drives, 1 fourth-quarter comeback.
Exactly.
I don't
As-
think he
as a
quite
rookie.
has the arm strength of Josh Allen. I think he's a little more athletic.
Yeah.
And I
He's a
mean,
little
yeah.
bit more mobile.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And people come out, him that come out of college, people were like, "Oh, Justin Herbert, I don't know if he's good." The dude hadn't he basically carried the Oregon teams to 10+ wins each season
Mhm.
because he didn't have a good receiver. I remember they were talking about before his senior season. They're like, "Yeah, he finally gets a receiver now because he got a transfer from Penn State."
Yep.
So he wasn't bad.
Exactly.
And look at what Oregon was this year without him. They're
And
not.
they were all right.
They lost to Oregon State. Their big rivalry game against Oregon State, where they usually blow them out, they lost.
Yeah. He was the factor there. That was just like the year where they didn't have him after Mariota
Mm-hmm.
had left and they didn't have a good quarterback and they weren't
Mhm.
relevant. And then they get him and they're relevant.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I saw him live when they played Stanford. They lost the game in overtime, but
he was wrong.
that dude's good, man.
Yep.
He's good.
I love Herbert. I think he's I thought
It's
he
good,
was
good
best
frame,
QB in the
good
draft.
size, and everything.
Yeah,
I liked him more than Burrow
Yeah,
before the draft.
really.
I liked him more than Burrow too.
I liked Burrow more, but I didn't know enough about him. I'm not a Pac-12
get it.
fan, so
I'm-
I'm a
I
Big
think
Ten guy. So
Burrow's not on this list for the same reason.
Minshew's not.
Minshew's
he,
not.
He got
We gotta
hurt.
see
He
that.
didn't play.
exactly.
10
team.
games, 13-5.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on track for at least 4,000 yards, or at
Mhm.
least 3,500 yards
Exactly.
in 10 games.
DC, who you got at 10?
10, I have Matt Ryan.
Wow.
Matty Ice.
Matty-
I just remembered. I put Matt Ryan as my 16, and none of you have said his name yet.
I'll say this, but he doesn't have Herbert on his list yet.
Matt Ryan, okay? The reason I have Matt Ryan there, like I said, I think I said it earlier. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. 10 straight seasons, 4,000 plus yards. He's doing great spreading out the ball between, I know they have Julio. They also have Calvin Ridley. His defense is not there. They need more run game. They lost their run game after a few years ago when they had 2 decent backs.
Yeah, Todd Gurley was a low risk, high reward signing this year, and he was not the high reward that they were hoping for.
Here's my-
the same player.
He was high reward though. That
Here's
you
why
would
Matt
probably-
Ryan's up here.
Oh yeah, then you'd think.
So we talked about most of these guys. I know you're higher on Baker and Kyler, depending on where you're at. We talked about like your Derek Carrs, your Tannehill, and your Kirks not being the guys that can win shootouts, right?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan can if he
Yeah,
has
Matt
the defense
Ryan
that keeps
turns
him in
every
the
game into a shootout.
Mhm.
Matt Ryan turns every
When
game
you play a
into
team that's
shootout.
going to score 8 of their 10 drives down the field, no, he's not going to win you the shootout. You have to have a defense that keeps it competitive. He doesn't have a defense.
No, I'm saying every game is a shootout with him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He has the arm talent. It's there. And he's consistent, proven veteran. So I got to have him in the top 10. I still got to give him that respect.
I
say
get
this
that. I got him lower, but I get that.
For my list, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to do this. Please erase Cam Newton off the board.
Oh,
you.
erase Cam Newton off the
Thank you.
board.
Move everyone down one
Oh no!
and put Baker at 13 for me.
Okay.
Wow, so we're just changing everything up.
Changing up.
So Cam
Yeah.
Newton's no longer there. We're flipping everything. We've convinced him. We've
I'm the
convinced him
biggest Cam-
on the air.
He's-
On the
he
air,
is-
we've
he is
convinced
the
him.
biggest Cam Newton fan.
Yeah,
I don't even know if this is allowed,
This is-
but I'll let it happen just because Cam Newton's not the top 16.
Just because Cam Newton shouldn't be there.
If you
He
were
shouldn't be there
removing
anymore.
anyone other than Baker, you'd be stuck.
Yeah.
We'd be
All
holding
right,
to it.
who you got?
Put Herbert.
Herbert at 10.
Herbert at 10.
Herbert?
That dude-
Okay.
That dude is legit, man.
He is legit.
Yeah.
And I kind of regret not putting him higher.
He's a
but-
rookie, so I get how
Uh-huh.
he gets kind of left out of the talk.
Yeah.
We have these proven guys in the league, and we got to see more out of the rookies. But I don't know if we have to see more out of the rookies.
Yeah, exactly.
Not this one, anyway.
He's good. Yeah, no, you got to worry about a sophomore slump, but
You do.
as always, he's really good.
Yeah.
Tovar, who you got at 10?
Oh man, I gotta go with my boy Baker out of Cleveland, out of Oklahoma.
Okay.
You know, Baker's,
The Baker.
he's only getting better. Three different OCs in the last 3 years. So
I didn't
He really stepped
even
up this
mention that. Yeah.
he really
He's
stepped
not.
up.
He's not that. I'm a
No.
loose cannon quarterback
No.
anymore. He became the guy you want to see in your quarterback.
But guess what though? What court? I mean, it's not. It sucks that he got hurt, but no Odell, good Baker.
Yep,
Odell,
bad Baker.
bad Baker. So that's why I'm saying the Browns they need to go out and trade Odell Beckham for the success of that team. They need to trade Odell Beckham because
Mhm.
he's a better QB.
This
when
was
he only
the
had Jarvis Landry.
this was the highest QBR he's ever had. They have 2 solid running backs that they're gonna have for a couple years.
I don't know. I think this
They have at least one
more. year.
more.
You know where
year.
Odell should go?
Where?
Jacksonville.
Odell needs to go somewhere,
You know
but
why?
he just doesn't fit in with the team there.
They can give up the picks because they have chosen their quarterback, and now his quarterback has weapons. If you bring in Odell, and you don't have to worry about Odell not getting his touches on with that QB if he's the only guy there.
I just
The
don't get why
rookie's
you
gonna throw to the
hinder.
star.
Yeah.
I wouldn't throw a diva in that locker room though. You've got
Jacksonville?
because I think DJ Chark is going to be good enough that he's not going to be like a top 10 wide receiver or anything, but he's a stud.
But
He
You
can
also have
be
Urban Meyer,
a
though.
number 1
what
wide
problems does
receiver.
Odell cause with his teammates though? It's just off the field issues.
It's
It's
not-
so
it's not
many
even
off the
that.
field issues though, but that
He's a
derails
diva.
everything.
Yeah,
That
he-
derails
he's a
everything. You don't need to
diva.
throw
He's-
that in with Trevor Lawrence starting. Just give Trevor Lawrence a
But you
positive
have Urban
environment.
Meyer, who just spent the
Yeah.
time dealing with divas in college.
But who cares?
Floated around
This is
top
his-
programs with college kids who thought they were the greatest thing in the NFL.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
I just why take the risk?
Why not?
Well,
You're gonna be bad.
His
and he's
contract
going to
says why
shut up
not.
when he
It'll-
gets his
it'll-
touches.
The Browns will benefit more than any team Odell Beckham goes to.
Yeah,
I don't think he wants
exactly.
to get traded out of Cleveland.
No,
He doesn't want to. But if I'm in the front office with the Browns, I'm looking at getting rid of him to get some cap space to sign one of those running backs
You
again.
get draft capital. You keep your team there.
them.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
they fixed their safety issue.
Or you give it like a lower level, like a tier 3 receiver.
Well, because they still have good receivers. They have good tight ends. They have 3 good tight ends. They have a rookie, and then they have the other 2.
And Njoku and
Hooper.
Njoku, yeah.
Those 2 are legit. And then who was their rookie? No, it wasn't Siebert. But he was good too when the other 2 got hurt.
Yeah.
The number 3 tight end.
He
was a rookie.
He was productive.
He was
really
productive. They did his job when they had to.
And Baker's not going to sling that ball 90 yards downfield anyways.
Yeah,
He doesn't need the deep guys.
He runs play action, and that's all you need to do when you got Kareem Hunt and Chubb in the backfield.
Chubb, bro. I mean, those guys. Even when Nick Chubb got hurt, you really didn't see it. You saw somewhat of a drop off because Baker kind of had to step it up a little bit.
Isn't Kareem still there?
That's what I'm saying. You trade up
Yeah,
Beckham.
that's what I said.
To get cap space to buy one of those
You buy one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't even need to use that cap space anyways. I think trade Odell. It helps you keep everyone there like Tampa Bay is doing.
And
you can pay Baker because his contract's
coming up too. He's still on
so you can pay Baker without losing that
salary.
team.
Exactly. All right, we got to keep moving on. Number 10 for me, I have Ryan Tannehill.
Okay, you're higher on Tannehill.
I'm a little higher on Tannehill. I just think he's steady and exactly what that offense needs.
That's fair.
I love Marcus Mariota. I think he's awesome, but he just did not fit in the system that they built around him.
No.
Because you don't need a big scramble guy. You got Derrick Henry for all the rushing yards. You need a guy who can sit in the pocket, take shots, and as he's going down, still be able to deliver balls.
Yeah.
Stand in the pocket, take hits from the NFL, and deliver it to your receivers and to your playmakers. And I think he does his job. I think he's just a super solid quarterback. I see some of the quarterbacks I have under him, including like I have at 11, 12, and 13, Baker Mayfield, Kyler, Herbert, all younger than him. That they make that jump this year, I have no problem moving Ryan Tannehill out of the top 10. But until those unproven guys, you can't move a proven guy out for an unproven guy, in my opinion. So that's why I got him at 10. DC, who you got at 9?
9, I have the last of the guys who I don't think can single-handedly win the game. Justin Herbert. Got to see them more.
Herbert at 9.
But I think his talent level, and I think he makes the jump, and I think his talent level puts him in this category right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he makes the jump, but I'm not going to rank him higher because I haven't seen it yet.
All of our lists consist of the same quarterback, except for Dante's got Jared Goff in there at 16. And he did have Cam until he took Cam off to make room.
This dude was a stud last year, and I think he just gets better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of talked about him as he ended up in the lower end of your guys' lists, but yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Number 9.
Number 9 for you, Dante.
Matt Ryan. Matty Ice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I say this because Julio didn't play a full 16 games.
Right.
He didn't even play 10 games. I think he played 9 games. And Kevin Ridley is not the same player when Julio is now on the field.
Yeah. No. And it's an air raid down there in Atlanta. I'm interested to see what he does with Arthur Smith when he goes over there.
Yeah.
Another offensive guru. See if he makes even another jump. If he doesn't, I bet he's out of Atlanta after this year. I don't see him drafting a quarterback at 4. I think they let the Matt Ryan experiment go with Arthur Smith this year, but
honestly,
who knows?
If they're smart, I would trade down like 2 picks.
That's what I would do.
Trade down with Chicago.
And you look at a team,
Let Chicago draft Zach Wilson, and you can get Jamar Chase.
You look,
at 20.
the Bears would give up 2 picks to move up. All these teams would move up.
Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith, but there's so many wide receivers.
Smith ain't gonna be that low.
Yeah, but there's
probably be the first receiver to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
Either him
going.
or Jamar Chase, but yeah,
I think Chase is going first.
Waddle higher than Devontae Smith.
It's been trophy win.
It's all
when they were both playing at the same time.
When they were both playing, yeah.
It's all gonna come down to coach's preference and what fits in the system.
Yeah,
if you've got a ton of vertical threats, you won't want Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
But
my 9,
mm-hmm.
just because of the allegations that came up, I have Deshaun Watson.
I don't blame him for that. I
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen, and
True.
I don't know if they're even gonna let him go from there or what they'll get for him over in Houston. It's just a shitty organization and everything. I mean, the guy had great numbers with average talent.
Yeah, the only Brandon Cooks and Will
But
Fuller.
the only thing is, it's just everything around him and what's going to happen.
we don't know what's true. We don't know what's not. We don't even know if he'll be in the league because if this is proven true, he's done.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
He's out. So that's the only reason why I would have put him higher if we knew, what was going to happen,
So
where he
much
was going to
confusion
go.
around that.
But that whole organization. I mean, he's got to get out of there, but I think he has other issues. That
Yeah, I
he needs to take care of
I
first.
just adjusted my list because of that. Because I had Watson. I had Watson in the top 5. I can't have him there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think he's 9. I think his talent level is still undeniable, and I think the trade value for him is still so huge. Number 9, Dante, you're gonna kill me.
Don't say Dakota.
I have Dak Prescott at number 9.
I knew you were
I got Dak Prescott at number 9.
Who is 8? Who are 8 QB? Okay, I give you one. He's not top 5.
You don't
No,
know what he's
so
coming
I
look-
back
don't
to.
know. He's not. I say at least not top 3. Who's better than Dak Prescott?
I'll listen to my list and you'll see who's better. It's hard. Dak Prescott's great. I don't think he's worth the money he just got, but I think he's a great quarterback. I think he can win the Cowboys a super. Not now,
No,
obviously.
you have to see
The
how
roster's got to be better, but I'm saying over the course of his career, he's got a chance. He could win a Super Bowl. He's got the leadership qualities. He's got X factors and stuff. He's just not as good.
They paid too much
Straight
for
up.
guys around him,
His-
so their whole line.
His 2019 stats. His 2019 stats: 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. That's good, but there's all my guys up on my list above of them, except for Lamar Jackson, all have better passing stats than that. So that's why I got him down at 9.
Okay.
Yep. All right, number 8, DC.
Speaking of Dak Prescott,
Tonight,
You are disrespectful.
I love how you're writing on the board. We got this big board
Okay.
here where we're doing the podcast, writing out everyone's list, and all of them. Everyone we've been writing out the names except for Matt Ryan. We've been calling him Matty Ice. We're just writing Dakota straight up.
okay,
It's
so
not
here's
Dak,
here's
not
my
nothing.
thing. Okay, I would honestly have him I would have him one more slot up, maybe 2 more slots if I knew what we got when he came back. I personally think he comes back from injury, plays really well. I don't know that.
That makes sense. That's a
And
big injury he had.
You just agreed with me on this. Okay?
And
His
that's-
O line is not what it was when he came into the league. They
No.
have old guys getting too much money right now.
It got progressively worse as he
The
gets-
team, that
And they
program,
haven't
played.
fixed it. They're not going to fix
that
it.
organization has got progressively worse, and Dante's going to hate me, but I left him off the list.
Wow.
That's disrespectful.
I left him
Now,
off the list.
Straight up off the
I left
list.
him off the list. One, I partially forgot about him because he wasn't even here this year.
Okay.
And the team was just awful.
Yeah, that
You know,
goes
he
to
was-
show you why he's
He
worth
was
that
in
contract.
his first 4 games, though.
Because am I wrong? People were saying, "Oh yeah, you place any mid-level QB with that team? Oh yeah, they're going to do good." While
And then
the
Andy
weapons they
Dalton.
have, the Andy Dalton, so we need that mid-level QB. Then what happened?
That showed a
Yeah.
lot of difference.
It was
That's why-
huge
that's why
difference.
last year with
he
Andy
was still
Dalton, they
2
were-
and 3 when he was there.
Throwing for almost 370
Yeah, but
yards a
the
season.
offense was actually
Or a
pretty
game.
good though. It wasn't the defense.
And I think Dak's
When he
not
was there.
higher too
Hold
because
on,
I'm
hold on.
Mike
We'll let
McCarthy
you get your
too.
Dak Prescott in here in a minute.
We'll wait till you put him
But,
up on this
all right,
list.
so Dak with the Cowboys, even counting his first seasons, 61% win percentage as the starting quarterback. In the last 4 years, he's almost 4,000 yards a season, 24 touchdowns, 9 picks on 66% completion. He's playing really consistently. I got to know what we get coming back. Does he keep getting better since he's younger? Does he keep getting better, or does the injury screw it up?
Well, the only
I don't know.
thing is for me is the record of the team has gotten worse.
But he's a
Every
leader.
year.
It's the same thing
Well,
I
if
like
he-
about.
I mean, 13-3 is an outlier for the Cowboys. I don't know Cowboys fans saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
like-
then they went 9-7, 10-6, 8-8,
Mhm.
and with him starting the
That's
first
about right
5
for the
games, he
Cowboys.
was 2-3.
And
Yeah.
so
So
he's
it's-
such a leader in that locker room. The guys love him in that. That's the reason they're overpaying him in Dallas. You don't have a better option, yes, but also you don't have any issues. Everyone loves to play with him.
Dante, who you got at 8?
Matt Stafford.
Okay.
I have him at 8 too.
I just-
I can't wait to see the jump he makes this year
Yeah.
because I've been watching it for years and years now in Detroit, and I can't wait for him to have the Rams in Super Bowl contention
Because
this
his
year.
arm talent is insane, man.
Yeah,
It's just that he has, after 2015 when Megatron left, he hasn't had like a top.
Yeah, he hasn't.
no, I think he's great. I think he's gonna have a great year. Tovar, who you got at 8?
I got Matt Ryan.
Matt
And
Ryan.
Matty Ice.
Yeah.
You know, they just the team was bad. They lost a few games by a couple points.
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
It wasn't even blood.
They weren't blowouts.
I dropped some of these big name guys like Stafford and Matt Ryan are on the edge of my top 10. Matt Ryan did happen to make it, but I dropped them just because they're not winning.
I dropped Matt Ryan. I dropped Matt Ryan to the bottom part of my list. I dropped him to 16 because of that reason.
Here.
Well, I don't know.
The thing is that they can win. He's shown it. They can win.
Yeah.
They can.
He's
compete.
been to a Super Bowl.
They can compete.
He's an MVP.
They just have to get everything
And
going.
he's got a younger, more flashy offensive coach.
Yeah, and he's a former MVP too.
He's
It'll
a
be great.
former MVP. I mean, dude, his stats are pretty crazy. So
Yep, I put Stafford at 8. So we're gonna move on. DC, who you got at 7? This is now where we get interesting. We're talking about the elite quarterbacks.
So I was
now.
set on these two, but I did realize the questionableness behind Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Watson at 7.
I got Watson at 7 too.
He's
He's been so good, and we've always talked about his great potential. Now, this is not just because of the allegations. This is also with everything going on in Houston. You've got it's not just the allegations that came out this week. The entire system of Houston's flawed. They don't even know if he's going to be on the team.
he has no Will Fuller.
No
I
Will
think
The only
Fuller.
person he has is Brandon Cooks. Well, I can't forget about Brandon Cooks. He got lots of yards.
But there's just nowhere to go.
He's not going to
Like,
play in Houston.
they're
He's already said
literally-
he'll sit out.
They're playing him
Deshaun
even
Watson.
in the lower. And if he sits out, he goes down off the list because it's like you can't have it. No matter the talent, if you're not playing, you can't.
He won't sit out the full season. If he chooses and he officially goes with sitting out, they'll get rid of him.
Yeah,
They'll trade him to somebody. They won't get as much for him now that everyone's gone through.
That's
Like
why
we
they.
said, they
That's
should've
why.
traded him
That's why they
a
should have
month ago.
traded him. Yeah, exactly. 2 weeks ago, a month ago.
But-
So many teams.
and
I gotta see him win. He throws great numbers. That's great. So does Stafford.
4-12 is not winning though.
4-12 is not
No.
winning. I know he had
No.
nothing around him and a terrible line, but I gotta see what he can do in a
And
winning
you
system.
watched him just get suffocated by teams this past year.
I have a question.
Yeah, it was just bad.
Hold on. I think I know your question.
It wasn't from allegations. You have him hired.
If it wasn't for allegations
I'd
and
have him higher,
questionableness
yes.
about where he's going to be next year, he'd be
Yeah.
one up.
Yeah.
Just one up, though.
So if
You'll
if
see
he
why.
wasn't
You'll see who I swapped.
if he wasn't in the Texans right now, like if I knew he was if I knew he was playing next year, he'd be number 5 for
If
me.
he was already traded to
But-
Carolina, going to start
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, he'd be
He'd be 5.
6.
I have him at 5.
6 for me.
I'd
Yep.
have him 6.
Yep.
I'd have him
Exactly.
6.
All right.
Who's
Who we got,
7 for
Dante?
you, Dante?
Cam
Dakota.
Dakota.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
I mean, I don't.
You got offended when I put him at 8. He's only 7.
I realized.
You realize that he was hurt and that his team has only gotten worse the past.
He
5
look.
years and-
He did
I don't
what
think that's
everyone
him. I
he did
think-
what everyone's supposed to do. He listened to what you said and he adjusted accordingly. I don't know about you. I've adjusted my list twice.
I forgot about
During
that
this
I
conversation.
did once. I almost moved Herbert down one, but I chose to leave him up there because his talent.
because I don't have him. I just realized Josh Allen is still out there. I just realized he's not better than Josh Allen.
No.
Well, so
He's not better than any of the
I don't wanna wheel
next
off the
6
names,
guys
but-
you're gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I have for 7. I got Stafford there.
Okay, that's
I got
higher on
Stafford
him than I was
because
thinking.
I want to see him. I want to see what he does. But he's been proven to still put up stats, and the winning percentage is
It's not great at all.
It's not great.
Yeah.
But, he's been progressively a better quarterback on a bad team.
And he's
Exactly.
probably got 4 more years left in him.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he's got
he's
more.
only 32.
He's got more.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got
Stafford-
Four
more.
more
he
at
was-
this level. At
Yeah.
least.
No.
This is their Super Bowl window. The Rams are open Super Bowl window.
Yep, and I think they can do it too. I think they can legitimately
they
do
could
it.
easily do it.
I think they can
Especially with
legitimately
everything
do it.
that's going on in Seattle, it's kind of wide.
I was
And he has the
shocked
coach finally.
when they lost 17-3. I was shocked that they were even in that game, even though they had such an electric offense with Todd Gurley and everything. I did not expect them to come out of the NFC. I expected New Orleans to, but it happened. And this year they've actually can go to that game, be competitive, and win it. It's not like what it was when they had Jared Goff at the helm. All right, for 7 I put Watson. I don't think we need to talk about him anymore. DC, who you got at 6?
6, who I swapped Watson for. This would be my first move on my list. Lamar Jackson. Just 'cause-
Action Jackson.
Action Jackson.
Action
I have him a
Jackson.
lot higher,
That's
and here's
too
why.
high, bro.
I know.
That's too
Okay,
high.
so we're talking
not
about
too
him
high.
not throwing. All right,
It's
whatever.
not too high.
But even with the defenses catching up with him, he's still – even with, like we were talking about, defenses catching up with him and him rolling out, not being able to work as much as a running quarterback, he was still averaging 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns last 2 seasons, and I think he puts up another 1,000 again. He's the best rushing quarterback in NFL history. I have him over Vic. I do.
I have him over Vic too. Already over Vic.
rushing
He's got the
stats?
best
Even
season.
over Cam?
Yes,
Yeah.
Cam's far behind both of those.
Cam's got the better arm.
Vic,
Cam
Vic
had
is,
the better
Vic
arm.
has fallen off once Lamar came in, and then Mahomes is in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Vic set the stage for them, but that's like Dan Marino setting the stage for Manning, and then Manning
Right.
just overtook it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
And-
that argument.
I think he takes, and he's the same group with Baker. They're young. I like him better than Baker. I think he's more consistent, and
He's won MVP.
as the starting quarterback, he's won 81% of the games he's played. That's
good.
great.
great.
That's great.
The team loves him.
They
He's
just
got
can't-
one of the best coaches in the league.
They just can't win the big game.
They just can't win them. But I think he takes a jump. His arm gets a little better. Like, he's only 24.
And he took a huge jump from his rookie year passing to his.
Mhm.
So he's only get better passing. And I also think that how so Josh Allen was like around 59% before he got Stephon Diggs. When he got Stephon Diggs, went to 68%. I think he needs to change that. They need to change that passing game, and they need to get him at least a tier 3 wide receiver.
Yeah,
And
for
he still
real.
has
It's
66.
It's bad. They need to get a wide receiver. You look at free agency this year and all the wide receivers that went and gone, and imagine what he did with 1 year of Will Fuller. Like Will Fuller's not even. You don't even look at Will Fuller and say he's a top 10 wide receiver, like he's a top 20. But you give him that, and imagine the stats Will Fuller has on that year.
A lot of people are like, why does Lamar only go to the tight ends? Well, it's not his fault that the tight ends are in the flats and everyone else downfield is covered. So he goes to the flats and he makes a great decision.
And even though we talk about him not having the throwing stats, his yards are down because they run the ball a lot. Okay.
Yeah, because their running game got better with getting what's that boy from Ohio?
J.K. Dobbins.
And Gus Edwards.
Over the last 2 years, he still averaged 31 touchdowns on only 8 interceptions at a 65% completion rate.
And that's good.
Which is still good. And I think he's got the talent and he's got the team and he's got the coach.
And he's a former MVP too. And he's changing. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone's going to be looking for a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, but he's starting to change the position a little bit too.
I think him, Mahomes, and Watson are changing. You need people are drafting a little bit more mobile QBs so they can roll out.
That's why Josh Allen's there.
Yeah,
That's why.
and Josh Allen
That's Josh Allen
Coming
too.
right out of the Mountain West, Josh Allen. Why? Because he had the athleticism along with the arm.
Mm-hmm.
But I had Watson up ahead of Lamar Jackson. I think Watson's a better QB, but we don't know where he's going to be. I think Lamar Jackson takes another jump. I get moving him up to 6. He's not top 5, but he's up there.
Dante, who you got at 6?
number 6.
Mm-hmm. Who you got?
Tom Brady.
No, you just mentioned him. What the Mountain West Conference?
Oh, you don't. Oh,
Josh
Allen down at
Josh
6?
Allen.
No way, bro.
You only y'all say this.
Oh
Okay.
my God,
1 year with Stephon Diggs. This is his first year with over 60%.
completion percentage.
Yeah, completion percentage, man. Come on now.
All right.
Yeah, no, he
42
actually has
touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,544 yards,
only did it-
including playoffs.
This is
Oh, no.
42
Dante.
touchdowns?
Yeah, including playoffs.
That's more than Brady. Brady only had 40.
He made that
including
jump.
the playoffs.
He made that jump. And look at his division.
okay.
Dolphins are going to get a little worse. I think Jets get better, but not much.
Okay, so the first year, a rookie. Okay, this is his rookie year.
Ignore his rookie year, and his sophomore year is questionable.
52%. They made the playoffs though. I give
He's
him
still,
that.
yes, he's still.
52%. His first year. I mean, rookie year is
He went
always
to
the
the
worst.
AFC Championship.
58%. Yeah, but look who he actually has his passing game is actually decent. And they weren't really whooping the Ravens like that. It's just that Lamar has his passing scheme is so horrible that he couldn't do anything.
I think Josh Allen needs a little bit better, more run game. But Devin Singletary and Zach Moss are okay.
I think they need at least. I think
But for them to win that
they got
many
Emmanuel
games,
Sanders, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
they did.
Emmanuel
And that was
Sanders.
an upgrade
Yeah,
from John Brown.
That's a good win.
John Brown was just
I'm excited to see they retained
hurt.
DeBoll too. He was his offensive coordinator. They've got all their same guys. It's another year where they all get to play together again. I think he only gets a better year next year.
I say you
You can't see him regressing after it.
he does need a better running game, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Run games all,
And he's-
run games what separates them from Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
But
And I
Running game
think
and, like 3 more weapons.
yeah, I don't know. And they're just so explosive. It's hard to compare anyone to what we're seeing in Kansas City
Yeah.
right now. But that sort of offensive production, yes.
he's going to take the
I
jump
get
like
that.
Baker, like Lamar, except he's already up there.
Tovar, who you got at 6?
At 6, I got Big Ben, man. And here's
Big
why.
Ben.
Big
Ben
Ben.
Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger.
We'd like to thank
He
you guys
is-
for tuning in.
He is not on my list.
I understand that, but here's the thing, man. Came off an injury,
Okay.
right? Comes out, completes 65.6% of his passes. That's his 3rd highest in his 16-year career. He's throwing the ball 608 times, which is the 2nd highest in his career.
What's his yards per attempt?
His yards.
It's going to be low because he
It's
had no
gonna be
run
low.
game. He had no
That's
running
the
game.
thing,
That's what they did is
he
they ran
has-
quick
he
outs.
had no run game. His receivers are really young.
Okay.
They're all Juju Smith's 3 years in the league.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other receivers, Johnson was a rookie. They had a few rookies that were out there.
Deontay Johnson
Yeah.
don't say it. He can't catch the ball.
No.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
They have
well, either
leading
way.
issues on that receiving core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do, but he has young guys. Mike Tomlin he's a good head coach.
Yeah.
He's been there for a while.
Oh,
Him
yeah.
and Big
He's
Ben
a
have
great head
He's
coach.
consistent.
worked for a while. He went 33-10. They were 12-3. You know, obviously we knew they started off hot. I still think he has it in him. He's 38. He's got at least 2 more years. Their defense is legit.
Mhm.
I don't know.
That's why I have him.
I think Roethlisberger would be
Roethlisberger
sitting-
has a better chance of being relevant, the Steelers being relevant with him than if they didn't have him.
I agree
You can't
with
just
that.
put any quarterback on this list on the Steelers and they do the same.
That's fair.
I agree with that.
But-
I don't think that's enough to justify
I think
for
you can next year.
6.
Not last year. I think you can next year. I think this is
Oh.
the year he tanks. That's why I dropped him.
You think I don't know.
I
I
just-
don't see the tank.
He's got one more year. I think he retires after this year. I think I could see him being on this list. I don't see him in the top
Let's
10.
be-
I think
real
he's
here,
in
though.
this area
I have him down. I have him down 17, 18 as well.
with the
I
Jared
have him
Goffs,
6.
with the Wentzes.
I think
with
he's above the Jared Goff. I think he's right there with the
Wait,
Wentz.
hold on.
He's an
let me ask you a
established
question.
quarterback.
Can we go through their wins though with the Steelers? Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, let's
So
do it.
game 1, play NFC East team in the Giants.
Just,
won-
just,
they
just
won-
list the names.
the
Just
Come
list
on,
the
just list the
names.
names. We don't have all
the
day.
new the Giants.
Easy.
Okay. Easy
What are we
win.
talking about? The next year's team?
No, this year.
this
This year.
year's
No,
team.
no.
We're gonna
Just
go over
this
because
year.
he's productive this year.
Just go through
Okay.
this year.
The Giants,
Okay.
Easy,
NFC East.
Yeah.
Denver
easy,
was trash. Houston
easy,
was trash. Philadelphia
easy.
was
Trash.
trash.
Okay.
Cleveland, they
Cleveland's
That's
a
a
tough
win.
win.
That's
Tennessee-
divisional too.
Tennessee,
Tennessee's a
Tennessee's
good
a
win.
tough
Good
win.
Baltimore,
Good
Tough win.
Dallas,
Dallas
Easy,
is a bad
Easy.
win.
Cincy,
easy,
Easy.
Jacksonville,
easy.
Baltimore's a good win.
Another
Yep.
good one. They
Yep.
beat them twice.
Yeah.
Without, oh no, that was without Lamar. So
Doesn't matter.
That was
That's a
still a good
division.
win.
That's a divisional opponent,
Yeah.
a playoff
We'll-
team.
okay.
Even without Lamar, that
Here.
was like
We'll
a
put that in the middle.
COVID game too.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's
We'll put that as
Oh, that's a good win.
easy.
Buffalo, they lost to Buffalo.
That's,
They lost.
They
to
lost.
Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
Buffalo was a hard one. Cincy, they lost,
They
That was
lost to
easy.
Cincy. They weren't
They
even.
did lose to Cincy.
and
Yeah.
then they beat Indy, and then lost to Cleveland in the playoffs. So how many easy games was that?
They had 8 of their wins were easy wins.
Come on now.
Don't matter, dude. He's still putting up the numbers. He's still getting his team there.
I do like. I
He's
honestly
he was
think
to come off the injury and do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's my
He's
thing.
not the same anymore.
He's not the same, but
Okay.
he still was competitive. He
Okay, I
still
give you
was
that.
consistent.
Yeah.
They didn't have a run game.
Yeah.
but they had the defense.
They had a
TJ Watt
defense.
shutting down.
Yeah, they
quarterbacks.
had
That's
a
what helps them
defense.
against guys like Baltimore.
They had a defense, which is why I think he's still going to be fine. If they
Yeah.
can go out and get a running back, they'll
There's
be
no
fine.
way he's top this. I mean, okay, you have him over Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Baker.
I only have him there because he's an established quarterback with Super Bowl ring.
Okay. I think even if he puts up the same stats as last year, I would still put him in here, even if you're going to do that.
That's fair.
For my 6, I've got Lamar Jackson too. So we've talked about a lot about Action Jackson, what he does and what he brings, and I don't know. I think he's not done yet. I think he could even win another MVP before his career's done. He's so young. There's so many things he can work on in his game. Imagine if they bring in just like an old veteran quarterback to sit behind him and he improves his passing game even more. I think I think he's a stud, and
What's Alex
he's changing
Smith
the
doing?
league. What's Alex Smith doing? I don't know. They got who knows.
I mean,
That's kind of a weird piece for their offense.
Learn from though.
Look how
Yeah.
much he benefited Mahomes.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Who knows?
Yeah,
Look how much he benefited.
That's true.
Heineke.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Heineke to go. They could just put Heineke in that Ravens offense, and they
Dude,
got a Super Bowl.
Heineke's at least
I don't
number
know.
one.
I'm just. If Heineke's not number one on our
Where's
list, I
Ben
don't know what we're
DiNucci,
doing.
guys?
Oh yeah,
Trace McSorley.
Where is Ben DiNucci?
Trace Mcsorley. What a guy. He was a
Penn
fun
State
guy to
legend
watch.
right there.
Yeah,
He's a
fun
Penn
guy
State
to watch
legend.
in
Penn
fun
State
guy to watch
legend.
in
Just a kid
college.
from Briarwood.
All right, who's number 5?
DC, who you got?
Number 5, Tom Brady.
Oh, come on, bro.
Tom Brady.
Why-
That is ridiculous.
Did you copy my list, man?
That
Our
is
last
bad.
5 picks have been the same.
I don't think Brady's the greatest QB of all time.
Here's
I
my
wasn't
thing.
even that
Here's my thing.
disrespectful
I
to
would
this
not be
list.
that disrespectful.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Okay. He's older,
Okay.
right? Okay. Hold on. Let me finish this. Okay.
Okay.
The only reason he's up there, he put up great stats
Look
last
at his
year.
receivers on.
He's doing it again. He's gonna do it again. Okay. But I think that he doesn't have the talent of the top guys. Now, if we're doing this list based off playoff, there's Mahomes like here, and Brady's up at the ceiling because he's amazing in the playoffs.
But that's what makes a quarterback great.
Is that what they do in
Is what they can do in
Playoffs.
big games,
Well-
in big moments. Tom Brady
Correct,
had
but
3
I don't
fourth
think-
quarter comebacks, 3 game-winning drives.
I don't think he has the talent as the guys I'm gonna put above him.
Okay. That's fair.
All right.
I think he could almost. I think
Well,
he
he's
might be.
43 years old, and you're talking about 25 through 28.
We're not
30-year-old
talking about it all
guys.
time though. We're not
I'm
talking
not
about
talking about
all
all
time.
time. I'm talking about now.
Yeah, now he's 43. These guys are younger, faster, and have a better arm talent.
But Tom Brady's never been a fast
Yeah,
guy.
Tom Brady's
Never been a running guy.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You saw him in the combine in his cargo shorts?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys see him drop that trick play against the Eagles in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh yeah, one of his 12 that he's been to.
Yeah,
exactly.
20. One of
however
20.
many
10.
Super Bowls
He's
been
7
to.
of 10.
So look,
He has a 70%
the help.
Yeah,
percentage in the
exactly,
Super
bro.
Bowl.
and 2 of them came to Eli Manning. That's the only reason why Eli's a Hall of Famer. It did.
Oh, that's a conversation for
Nick
another time.
Foles.
See,
Yeah.
here's my thing though. My top 7 are all Super Bowl contenders. Now he needs a team, but his talent puts him up there.
Okay, that's
If you drop Deshaun, we were talking about it earlier. If you drop Deshaun Watson in Chicago, can you guarantee the Packers win that division?
no.
No.
Oh, actually, wait. In Chicago? Yeah, no. Yeah,
No.
no.
No, not really.
If you dropped him in, okay, if him in, I don't think this would be very stupid. If you put him in Arizona, can you guarantee he doesn't compete with Matthew Stafford with the Rams
No.
or the Niners? And so my top 7 are all.
Look, to help DC out, I have Tom Brady as 5 too, and that's just because I think these other quarterbacks are in the prime, and if you like to win, like Tom Brady, I hate putting him at 5.
I hate him.
Like
But-
I hate putting him at 5 because he is by far the best
That's
quarterback to ever play, in my opinion.
Who's-
And I think it is slightly disrespectful to put him at 5, but I have to. I have to put him. I have
Who's
to
your
put him
5,
there.
Dante?
I say this,
Five.
no, I
Yeah.
say this because he's won an MVP. That's why I have him above Allen.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
No, that's Dante Lamar. Yeah.
He's won an MVP. So
Not much to say
Yep.
about it. We've talked about him a lot.
Mm-hmm. Not much to say about Lamar Jackson. Tovar, who you got at 5?
I have to go with Josh Allen.
Josh
The
Allen.
other 4 guys are just better.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good quarterback, great quarterback, athletic.
Yeah.
They're gonna be good. He's gonna be around for a while.
DC, who you got at 4?
I honestly think this and Brady can be interchangeable. I just think he takes the jump. Like we were talking about earlier, I have the same as Tovar, Josh Allen here.
We have the same freaking list, I think, for the end. I
No,
think
we don't.
literally, I think we've got the same from 7 up. I got Josh Allen at 4 too.
Here's my thing.
I can't
I
see
think-
him in front of Brady.
yeah.
He's not a
It's
better
hard-
So look,
quarterback.
It's hard to
look.
see. It's hold on. But his athleticism is there.
Okay.
His leadership.
Yeah, he's
there.
more
Hold on.
athletic.
Let
Yeah,
me
he's
get
younger.
this
You
out.
can't say the leadership of Josh Allen is better than Brady right now.
Let me
No,
see. No,
that's
it's
not
not.
what I'm
Hold on.
saying.
Okay, he's young.
Not saying
he's just
that.
going to get better next year. He has more weapons. He has the offensive-minded coach that we like to see with these guys. His defense is
Josh
there.
Allen has
Hold on.
more weapons than Tom Brady?
No, he has more weapons than he did last season.
Oh.
But
I mean,
I think they're
For me-
a run game away from being a Super Bowl contender.
Look. I don't even think they're run game away. I think they are a Super Bowl contender. But
Arguably.
the problem For me, it comes down to arm strength at this point.
Josh Allen has a
true
better
Super Bowl
arm.
contenders?
Now, look.
How far is that gap between them and Kansas
If
City?
we're asking
that big.
if
Tom
we're
Brady's
asking
thrown
everything
the
off
furthest
the
balls
field,
he's ever the yards per attempt he's ever thrown in his career.
I think
He's
that's
also
more of
thrown
the
more
system
interceptions
though.
than
That's
he's ever
not.
thrown.
That's
I think it's
that's
more
with
the vertical.
12.
That's more to do with the system.
I think, and I
I don't
honestly,
think he could throw as far as he used to.
and look at
Yeah.
Tom Brady's weapons though.
Exactly.
He's 3-4 deep in wide receivers that would start on every other team. Same with his tight ends,
But that's
Cameron
because they
Brate and
wanna
Rob
play for
Gronkowski.
Tom
And they're getting OJ
That's
Howard back
play.
next year
That's
too.
because they want to play for a guy like Tom Brady, and they know that if Tom Brady's your quarterback, you're going to compete.
And the Buccaneers have one of the top O lines too.
They had a rookie, but yeah, they drafted.
Yeah,
a
Tom
rookie
and
because
Tristan
of-
Wirfs is
He's the number 2 rookie
good.
that draft.
Worst is
Yeah,
great
well,
if you take off the play where Khalil Mack threw him. But other than that,
Yeah,
he's,
that was
he's a
good.
great.
Tristan
He's
Wirfs
great.
is good.
Yeah,
But and
the left tackle.
like I said, these two could be swapped. If Josh Allen doesn't take the jump, they will be. I think if Josh Allen doesn't take the jump, I think he's going to be put him below Lamar.
I just don't even think you guys are going to put up Russell Wilson and probably Aaron Rodgers up next, and Tom Brady's better than both of them.
Not better quarterback. Better leader, not better quarterback.
Better.
He's a better.
I agree with that. He's a better quarterback all time. And if this, I
He's
think
a better quarterback now.
All right.
I
I'll tell
don't
you,
know about
who's your
that.
four?
I don't know about that.
I think I know who these four are. So where are we right
I'm
now?
not to adjust.
Oh, come on.
Oh, another
I
adjustment
just
for
realized,
Dante.
bro,
Another adjustment.
Forgot about.
Who,
We all have-
hold on. Who were your top four if you forgot about Russ?
Okay, I'll go Mahomes 1,
Okay.
Rodgers, Brady, and Watson. Then move Lamar down and put
He hasn't put Watson at all yet.
you haven't
So,
put-
so look. So you're moving Jared Goff off the list now. Okay, so now we're back. We're back
Where-
down the
where am I
planet Earth.
putting-
Cam
where am
Newton,
I
Jared
putting-
Goff are not on the
who?
list.
Watson.
4.
Okay, so this is 16, 15. So he's 4.
Yeah.
So he's going to be here.
Wow, we've all altered this list a few times.
Wilson's gonna be 5. Lamar's gonna go down. I'll go down 1.
I'll go
Yeah, I
down
know.
one.
Yeah. So
Oh, wait. So this one would be Wilson.
Watson is the 4 for me. I'm looking past the allegations.
You're putting
Watson in
Wilson-
front of Wilson?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Oh, had a worse O line. It had
Who
better-
had a worse O line?
Dude,
The
Russell
Texans-
Wilson is the most sacked quarterback
Yeah,
in NFL history.
Metcalf. DK Metcalf.
That has nothing to do with the
Dude,
O-line.
Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller, and Brandon Cooks. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
Look at their
Come
sacks.
on now, don't be like this. Y'all the Caleb Zacharias Metcalf to Will Fuller. Come on now, bro.
Look at their stats.
Watson got sacked 2 more times than.
That's because Russell Wilson's a better athlete. But
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
and like honestly, okay,
Wilson's better than Watson.
who's the most sacked quarterback of all time?
Russell Wilson.
And he's played how long? 10 less years than Tom Brady.
That's
He's
fair.
already been sacked more than Tom Brady.
Okay.
So he spent the last couple years playing behind one of the worst offensive lines in football, winning Super Bowls with it.
Should have been.
He drug a nobody team with a young DK Metcalf and
yeah.
to the
No.
playoffs in that division.
I look at it. If
Like I
if I
said-
could take one, if I take Watson or Wilson, I would
Please.
take Wilson.
You know, don't forget, he just didn't just have DK Metcalf. He had Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is still good.
He is.
So let's not forget Deshaun Will Fuller. You gonna say you right?
I didn't say
I'd
Will
rather have
Fuller's that
DK
low.
Metcalf than Will Fuller.
Duh. Will Fuller's the number
course.
2 receiver.
You're good. We get
It's
That's
all
why I
good.
put
We're
him in
not.
there.
Well, I'm just
All
gonna
right.
take a picture.
We
so
are all
so my
close.
4 has to be Rodgers.
Oh, that's
low.
Aaron at number 4.
Oh.
Why are you being disrespectful to this man?
I'm not being disrespectful.
As a
Sam.
Bears fan, I love that, but he's too good.
Rodgers, he's a great quarterback.
Came off an MVP
But-
year.
Yeah, I understand that, but how did his team do?
Good.
What did they lose?
In the NFC Championship game
To who?
to Brady.
Okay, thank you.
But Brady threw
Okay.
They threw 3 picks. 3 picks and 3 touchdowns.
Hey, they still won the game, right?
That's true.
He won
It
right?
depends. It's different criteria each of us have. Like, obviously, Tovar is all about the wins. We're talking about.
I'm not necessarily
Stats and
all
stuff.
about the wins. Rodgers is good, and I could put Wilson at 4 and Rodgers at 3. Those are both interchangeable. I could probably put them as tied for third, and then leave Allen at 5.
All right.
Yeah.
So Rodgers and Wilson for me are the
I'm
same.
gonna make a switch.
Yep. All right. For number 3 for me. I was the same. I have
you
Josh
got
Allen
4.
at 4. I've got Josh Allen at 4. I'm the same as DC. DC, who do you got at 3?
A switch.
Who do you got?
Oh,
What are you doing? You're switching. So he erased his 5 and 4. He had Tom Brady at 5.
okay. You put Josh
So he
Allen at
put
5.
Josh Allen 5, changing
I
it
hate
up.
doing this because I watched him the last 20 years. Okay.
Here's your 4. His 4, he's got Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson coming in at 4
Because of
for him.
talent,
We didn't
I'm
even
not
talk
putting him
about it.
ahead of Aaron Rodgers.
But Tom Brady has 3.
What does he
Tom
got?
Brady's my
He's got Tom Brady at 3.
Put him,
Okay. Because of talent. I think he's
put
I
him
think
3 for me too.
yeah, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady has 3.
Okay. Here's my thing. I do think he might regress. Okay.
I think
But he's
is
not. He
regressing.
got better. That's what everyone was saying in New England, and he got better in Tampa Bay.
He's only going
And if they didn't think he was going to play at this level, they wouldn't have extended
I
him.
mean, did he really get better, or he just got better weapons?
It doesn't matter.
He
He's never had
He
weapons
adapted
like
to
this
a new
before.
system with Bruce Arians. He made it. He
Dante,
hybrided
Dante,
systems. He
this
won a
guy-
Super Bowl. This is proof
Bro,
right in front of
if
you.
we-
that
hold
team
on,
was
hold
like
on.
0-16,
Dante,
and they took him
Dante.
to the Super Bowl.
Calm down.
That team,
Calm down.
that team.
Okay, hold on.
Had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
Mike Evans has been there for years.
All right,
bro.
so
Mike
we're,
Evans,
hold
he's
on.
still a dog, but, like,
We're
he's
gonna
not-
I
go.
understand.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
the last 4 years. Okay. So you know how the last 3 years in New England, everyone said he was regressing and had no weapons, right?
Mhm.
So we're gonna say his stats were terrible for the 3 years before last year, right?
Well, last year, especially in New England.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
Okay.
The year they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I know what you.
Right?
Yeah,
Here's my thing. Okay. So we're gonna say his last 4 years, only one was good. Okay.
Okay.
4-year average, 4,400 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 picks, including this year him throwing a lot of them, as in 12. Okay.
Yeah. Like 6 came in 2
On
games.
65% completion, and doesn't he have 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years?
So,
yeah. I see him. I can justify top 3. I have him still sitting at 5, just because I think he is regressing a little bit, but I would love for him to keep proving me wrong.
I don't think the cliff is as bad as Peyton
I don't
Manning,
think.
how
Oh
Peyton Manning fell
no.
off.
Yeah, there's
but-
no cliff.
But
He's
that's due to like
no.
Yeah.
And at 5, he can still win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying he can't win a Super Bowl at 5. I'm not saying he's.
Mhm.
And at no point of this discussion am I saying Tom Brady is not the best quarterback of all time.
These are my contenders this year. This year.
Okay.
With their teams, their quarterback, everything.
I don't think Seattle's a contender, even though Russell Wilson's a top 5 quarterback.
I
That's
got Wilson. I got Wilson and Rodgers tied for 3.
So I got Russell Wilson at my 3 spot as well.
ooh,
I've been watching a ton of film on Russell Wilson because I was hoping he was in Chicago, but
ooh, I know you should-
it's not happening
so
anymore.
bad.
He's so talented, naturally talented. He's managed so many teams too. At one point he managed the beast mode. He managed that defense. He's a
Did
game
everything.
manager, and now he's shifted from a game manager to an elite quarterback where he has to be the entire Seattle team at times last year. And he's an elite quarterback and fun to watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Sitting at 2 for DC.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Aaron
I
Rodgers.
have Aaron Rodgers at 2.
Aaron Rodgers at 2 for you. So Dante and DC both got Aaron Rodgers at 2.
That dude is.
He's legit.
You can't. Yeah.
He's great.
Legit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for my 2, I mean,
Wait, hold on.
So you're saying Aaron Rodgers is a
Oh,
better,
I know.
Russell Wilson's a better QB than Rodgers?
Hold on. He's choosing between the Super Bowl quarterback.
He's choosing
Yeah.
between the Super Bowl quarterbacks right here. This is
I
what
am.
Tovar. Who's
and if
better?
I'm going based off
Next year.
next year,
Oh, no. I know.
at 2, I have Mahomes.
yeah.
At 2, I have Mahomes.
At 2, I have Mahomes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Mahomes at 2. I've watched Rodgers beat up on the North for too long. Aaron Rodgers, I
Okay.
think, is the best quarterback
I
in today's
We each have
football.
Mahomes up here, right?
Yeah, Mahomes.
Mahomes is good and all, But
That dude would look one way and throw it the other way for
I'll
us.
draw.
So wrapping up everyone's top three. DC has Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
Okay.
Dante has Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
Okay.
Tovar's got Brady, Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I've got Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, Russell Wilson.
With his okay for
I've got Brady, Mahomes, and then Russell Wilson and Rodgers tied.
Yeah.
They're the same.
So
Our top fives are very similar.
They're three. Like it's
Like
a
3A,
T3, 3A and 3B.
And our top fives are similar all because it's a straight up hierarchy. There's
And
an
it really
elite
depends
there's
on
an
the
elite status where it's up there. And it depends on the season of where they flip, but there's like an elite category of quarterback that's undeniable.
I think
to see.
These
all of our
are going to
top-
be the guys that are going to be MVP contenders.
And we're all from different parts of the country too, and we've all got the same top five guys up there.
Yeah.
All of us. And that says something. And the fact that our list consists of mostly the same guys, which you would expect, even our bottom guys at this point.
The only top five that is an outlier there is Deshaun Watson for Dante.
Yeah. And that's it.
But I mean, again, that's because of allegations and everything else.
And
we don't know where
we
he's
don't
going
know
to
what's
be.
going to happen.
And who knows what's going to happen with all that. Now, shifting into our final segment, we're going back to final minutes. Again, we just started this last episode. Each one of us gets 1 minute to talk about whatever they want to, any kind of sport, whatever. Basically, a minute to talk about whatever you want. It's got to be a minute or less. We're going to start this one off. We're going to start this one off with Tovar. You get your first minute. Remember, this could be about anything, not just football.
1 minute. All
1
right.
minute. Minute starts right now.
1 minute. I'm going to go with the hot take of LeBron James is the best all-around basketball player to ever play the game. He's taken teams that were down 3-1 in the finals. He's the best all-around player, better than Jordan, to play the game. And now, if I wish you guys could see this, because Dante's in the corner crying right now. But he is. Flat out. I have 20 seconds left. I really don't need much more to say. And
That's it. He just says he's the best to ever play.
Do we want to talk about it?
So Dante stood up and went to the corner and buried his head into the wall.
I feel like we have to talk
I
about
wanted
this.
to do that because that was my reaction too, but I was holding the timer. I don't know. I think Michael Jordan's the best to ever play. I got Kobe as 2.
Okay.
And then I got
Kobe,
LeBron at
LeBron,
3.
it depends.
I got LeBron at 3.
I got
But
Kobe.
2 and 3 is way closer, and Michael's easily 1.
I got
No way.
Michael,
No way.
then LeBron.
Mike is
I don't
one.
got Kobe too.
No.
Mike is one.
I think
Found it.
I got Kobe. I mean, I got Magic in front of Kobe.
I
Magic Johnson was
No,
like that.
no, I don't have Magic over.
Okay,
I don't
LeBron
have
James.
Magic
Here,
over
I don't
Kobe.
need to write this. LeBron James is the greatest athlete to ever play sports. He's not the greatest basketball player all around.
Yep.
Because both Kobe and Michael were top defensive players too.
Yeah, LeBron can play.
LeBron can play great defense, and LeBron, because of his size and athleticism, can play all 5 positions. But I just think
because Jordan's
Mike-
a better scorer than LeBron.
Mhm.
His post game is better. Jordan.
hold on here. Here's my question. How can you put Brady above Mahomes if you can't put Jordan above LeBron?
Yeah.
Because LeBron's not done. LeBron's
But
still
it didn't
playing.
matter. Every time Michael walked into the finals, he won.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Look
who
at his
he was playing.
teams. Look at the teams he had.
LeBron's teams. They were super teams.
They
Miami.
Miami was a super team. That
Miami.
was it. But
Cleveland was a
wait,
super team.
wait. But who was the leader on those teams?
Michael Jordan was
No.
like,
In LeBron's team, LeBron was the leader. He led in every category in every team that he was on in the finals. They were down 3-1. Who did he have? When they were down 3-1,
suspended Draymond Green
when
in
they
Game 5.
when they were down, okay, is that LeBron's fault that Draymond Green did what he did?
He didn't do anything.
Yeah,
He
Kyrie.
actually didn't do anything that time.
Still had Kyrie.
Kyrie was
You got
mediocre.
Kyrie, Kevin
Kyrie was
Love.
mediocre that year.
Stop it. Kyrie was mediocre.
Kevin Love was
Kyrie was not mediocre.
Kyrie was not.
What year did they win?
Yeah, of course
You
the
can't
stats.
say
Are,
a
of course the
super team.
stats are going to drop a bit. So did D Wade's when LeBron came in.
Exactly. Because LeBron is the best player to ever play the game of
But
basketball.
so did
What year did they win that championship in Cleveland?
Number 1 in points in playoffs, LeBron. 7,491. You know what Kobe has, and he's second? 4,376.
No, I think he's better than Kobe overall.
No,
I think
I'm
he's better
just
I'll
saying.
give you that. He's better than Kobe.
But Michael Jordan
Yeah.
showed up, and once he had a decent team around him,
The
stopped
all-time points in NBA postseason history at one.
He played more.
LeBron 7,491. Michael Jordan 5,987.
he's
more
played
playoff
way
games.
more games.
He's playing way more
Because he
games.
takes his team to the
All right.
playoffs.
All right, we got to
Does he
keep
play more
going.
seasons.
Hold on,
LeBron is
hold on.
what year?
More steals, more three-pointers, more assists.
He's played
Way more games. Of course you're gonna
man.
have that.
Come on
Bro,
now. You can't say that.
Michael walked in, and
games.
Michael walked in, had a decent team and a good
No,
head coach.
He's always
started-
had a great
He
team.
took those
And
teams to
started-
the playoffs. I'm sorry, Bulls teams to the playoffs,
And-
man. They were trash.
And he
Those worse
started-
than the
No.
LeBron teams. LeBron didn't even come in and I think he probably could turn off.
The projector. We just have a projector in our room, and it just turned on randomly. It was don't know what happened. Either way, we have to move on. This is obviously the hottest discussion in sports,
And the last time Tovar's on the podcast.
and it was a 3-1. I guess three of us are all Michael, and Tovar is the
Yeah.
one. So there you go. That's the take Tovar's got for us today.
Best
Dante.
one of them all.
I gotta take
1
it's
minute.
about a modern player versus LeBron.
Ready?
Yes.
Here you go.
Kevin Durant is a more skilled basketball player than LeBron James. Kevin Durant is a better scorer. The only thing LeBron has over him is passing. They've rebounded about the same clip. Kevin Durant plays good defense. It's not as good as LeBron's, but it's good. Kevin Durant shoots a better three-pointer, shoots a better mid-range, has a better post game. The only thing LeBron is better than him at is driving to the hoop when it comes to scoring. That's it. Kevin Durant dribbles like a guard, shoots like a guard, and he's a 7-footer. It's harder for 7-footers because the hands are bigger. So with that being said, I think Kevin Durant is a more skilled basketball player than LeBron James.
Oh,
And here's the thing about this. I don't even think we should give the acknowledgement to that hot take.
How?
just knowing.
I don't think there's.
Because look. I don't think LeBron's the best all time. I've still got Michael, and then I've even got Kobe than LeBron. But I don't agree with that. I think LeBron's definitely better than Kevin Durant.
Way better.
Name
DC wrote on the board. I thought Tovar was
let's-
crazy.
Dante.
We
Unfortunately, Dante, we don't have hours and
We're not
hours
gonna
to
have
talk
hours.
about
Let's
this.
just go basic. Okay, let's go on the opposite side of the ball. Passing, I give you LeBron. Other than passing,
You just explained it in your minute take, bro.
y'all agree it's Kevin Durant with 3-point, right?
I don't
He's a better
agree.
3-point shooter.
I don't.
he's got no size.
I agree.
I don't agree.
I don't know. I don't think it's convincing enough.
Dante,
Mid range,
No,
Kevin.
no.
Stop, Kevin. LeBron James is not automatic from mid range like Kevin Durant is. Don't be like that now. Kevin Durant is a better dribbler too.
Why is James Harden becoming the lead scorer in Brooklyn?
All he does is what do you mean?
I mean, if he's the oh my gosh, he's so
I mean,
great in every
Kevin Durant
category.
is barely played. He plays average 29 points.
So
per
Dante,
game.
you were just talking about super teams. There's no one that's developed more super teams
Kevin Durant,
than
He did
of
nothing.
LeBron
He
James
did
and Kevin
nothing in
Durant.
OKC.
Kevin Durant by
He had
himself
Westbrook still.
couldn't even compare to what LeBron did by himself.
Yes, he could.
Look,
he was
In his
still a
early
better-
years of Cleveland,
He's a better scorer.
He had
against
to
the
join-
Big Three.
He joined
at
the
Boston.
He joined the 73-9 Warriors so
Yes,
he could
bro.
win.
Just
That's
to
a-
win.
no.
And would they win
That's-
one more game, or they lost one less game? Or
They
something
won
like
2
that?
more.
They won 2 more because they got Kevin Durant.
No, actually, stats-wise on the season, they actually got worse.
Exactly.
It's arguably that they were better without him.
They were
Yeah,
better.
no,
without
I do agree.
Okay.
Because I say this: when you saw Kevin Durant get hurt
No.
versus when Stephen Curry got hurt, when Kevin Durant got hurt, the team didn't do that as well.
Didn't miss a beat.
When Kevin
Okay.
Durant got hurt, the team did better when they had just Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson.
So he's like
But when
Odell in
Stephen-
Cleveland.
But when Stephen Curry got hurt, the team didn't do good with just Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson. I give y'all that.
This is going to be the longest last 4 minutes we got. Last
like
final
this stuff.
minutes.
Especially with these people saying some weird stuff.
All right, Dylan, your minute.
Okay.
It's coming right on up. Once I get this timer pulled up again, we locked out. All right, minute starts now.
Okay, my minute. Houston Texans next year are going to be the worst team in NFL history. Here's why. Okay, so we talk with Deshaun Watson, who we all think is a top 10 QB in the league, even with questionableness, right? Okay, they went 4-12. And he had Will Fuller. Will Fuller's gone. They don't have a quarterback. They traded their top pick to Miami, so there's no way that they can draft another option. Arizona lost. Buffalo lost. Cleveland lost. Colts lost. Jaguars arguably lost. They actually have a quarterback. Tennessee lost. New England lost. Jets probably lost. They actually have a quarterback. LA Rams lost. Seattle lost. Chargers lost. Colts lost. Jacksonville again lost. Miami lost. San Francisco lost. Titans lost. 16 losses. They're going to be the worst team in NFL history.
I mean, I see it. I just that's a lot riding on an 0-16 because who knows? One of those teams just have to have a bad game. I think they're going to be one of the worst. They're going to be a really bad team, and I bet they're the worst team next year.
Well, they have no talent. Even New York had like a Marcus May last year, and we considered the Jets as one of the worst teams in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
They had Marcus May. They had Sam Darnold. Who's the quarterback if Deshaun Watson sits out? You can't draft
Tyrod Taylor. They signed him for $12 million. It'd be Tyrod Taylor.
But if Deshaun Watson can only take 4-12 by starting every game in that, what's Tyrod Taylor going to do?
That's true.
And they lost Will Fuller, so not only have
doesn't even have a weapon.
Mm-hmm. All right. For my final minute is more of a tribute than a hot take. Illinois Final Illini lost today. They got upset by Loyola Chicago in March Madness. I said at the end of the last podcast that they were going to win the entire thing. So that's a cold take by me. Io DeSumo's first year at U of I, they went 12-21. Io's last year, he was the clear leader of the team, in my opinion, National Player of the Year. 24-7 with the loss today. Illinois has never been more relevant since 2005. So this is more of like a thank you to Io DeSumo than anything else. He's going to be a lottery pick in this upcoming draft. Hopefully the Bulls take him, keep him in town, but I doubt they do. They'll probably go get someone younger because that's what they like to do. They always draft young players. But hopefully Kofi Coburn comes back. But either way, congrats to the Big Ten champs, Io DeSumo especially, and March Madness looking even crazier than ever. Almost looks like it's Gonzaga's for the taking now.
It is going to be Gonzaga's for the taking.
It looks like it.
People have Baylor and Gonzaga, but I don't know. I think Baylor's going to be a team
Baylor blew out Wisconsin while we were filming this podcast.
I lost one of my Final Four teams finally. I lost Texas.
I've lost 3 of my Final Four teams.
I lost my champion, Illinois.
So I lost. Yeah.
So you did
today. Listen to this. My bracket is destroyed. I lost my champion Illinois. I had Ohio State in the Final Four. I had Texas in the Final Four as well.
Yeah. I lost
the only
Texas
Final Four
too.
team I've got is I've still got Gonzaga.
I had Gonzaga, Houston, Baylor, and Texas.
And the team that I have is my sleeper team getting to the Elite Eight. They won their first game by default because of COVID. I have Oregon going all the way to the Elite Eight.
ESPN
Also, San Diego State screwed me over.
For me.
Yeah.
Texas was my was a Final Four team for me, and I lost them. So.
Yeah.
Avalon Christian did it to him. So that's it. That wraps up our podcast. As always, thank you, Tovar, for coming on. First special guest we've had.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Exactly. All over. Check out his Instagram page if you get a chance. It'll be linked in with this episode and on YouTube. See you guys next week.